This podcast is part of Another Happy Studios,
the home of podcasts with passion.
Hello and welcome once again to Talking Pictures Podcast. I'm your host David and join with me as always my co-host Brian. Brian, how are you today?
You got your cylinder?
Got my cylinder?
Yeah, your sphere.
My sphere?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Your circle?
My circle?
Yeah. The thing you put in the fucking temple of your head.
That's in a lot of episodes, isn't it?
It's in fucking like 80% of the
I'd say,
episodes.
yeah. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning listener, then also welcome. We've new episodes every single Wednesday, as well as bonus episodes every other weekend. So make sure that if you haven't already, that you're subscribed to us on your favourite podcasting app of choice. We're here today to talk about the TV series Black Mirror.
Where are you at on this? What's your history up until now with Black Mirror?
So, I would have watched it, I'd say, it was between seasons 2 and 3.
Oh,
Seasons
man,
1...
you're an original.
Yeah, seasons 1 and 2 were already out. I'd say, though, if I was to date it, I was there, like, probably the first episode that I watched that was new was White Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, when they announced that they were going to Netflix, like, this show started as a Channel 4 show. And I think it's actually really interesting going back and watching all these episodes. And the first 6 episodes or so, or even actually, sorry, the first 7 episodes, right up until White Christmas, you have ad breaks. Like, they will get to a point where they go, end of part 1, end of part 2, end of part 3. And those are there for the ad breaks, whereas once it transitions from season 3 onwards to the Netflix version, there obviously are no ad breaks, so it doesn't have those natural kind of
cut to black
high peaks and then anything like that. So I've been with it since before it was on Netflix, like I said, after season 1 and 2 had aired and just before the Christmas special. What about yourself?
I think I watched it sometime after the release of the Miley Cyrus episode, so that would have been season 5.
Jesus, you were very late to the show.
Yeah.
Wow. When was that episode?
2019.
That was 2019.
So I'm assuming it was 2020 or 2021 when I watched Black Mirror from start to finish.
So what was it then that got you interested in it? The fact that it had gone on so long and that you only jumped on after that?
Boredom.
That you just had nothing else to watch?
Yeah, and it was one of those shows that was mentioned when we were in college that someone would talk about it and I'd ask them to describe it and I didn't understand it. And what's the overall theme? What's the connections between them all?
Yeah.
And how it was interconnected thematically and then subtly established canon between episodes with Easter eggs and references. Kind of, but not really.
Yeah.
And I definitely know that when I watched it from start to finish, the last episode I watched was the Miley Cyrus one. And then when season 6 came out in 2023, that's when that was
your
new episodes of Black Mirror. And going from 2019 to 2023, that's a big gap.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden 2025 we have a season 7. And it's kind of an evergreen show.
It is, yeah. Even though it's a show that's based around technology, it very rarely does feel dated.
Yeah.
Because they will use devices and stuff like that maybe do exist in our world and then maybe don't exist, so you can't ever place them in any kind of timeline or anything like that.
It has come to a point where a lot of gadgets and technological advances seem to be quite similar now. AKA the sphere you put on your temple.
They don't need to explain it.
Yeah.
They don't need to have the company that makes it or anything like that. It's just this little device that is essentially a phone the size of a blob of toothpaste that you put on the side of your temple and away you go.
But it's also how you are enhanced as a person from what you see, like your eyes.
It can be used for VR, it can be used for AR, it can be used to store your consciousness, it can be used to play a video game, it can be anything. Like, it's just kind of the plot device of like, okay, we need to have some kind of technological advancement here to access this person's brain, so we put the little cookie on the side of their head.
Yeah. I really like the show overall. I look forward to episodes. There's not many long-running anthology episodes for a TV show that are out there. I can name a few. Black Mirror seems to be the pillar.
It's the most prevalent, I think.
Maybe the most prevalent. It's great to see that it goes from Channel 4, from British to being acquired by Netflix, and Netflix has propelled it to popularity, making it now average 6 episodes a season. I know season 5 was 3 episodes, season 6 was 5 episodes, but here, look, we got 6 episodes for season 7. And
Yeah.
I think I remember the creator at one point saying that we'll create more episodes when we have ideas for more.
That's it. What I was going to say is that the show, it's not a show that is anticipated or anything like that, where, oh, the new season is coming out. They will kind of announce, oh yeah, we've a new batch of episodes coming out and it'll be in a month's time. Like, it's not a show that's really kind of advertised of the newest season is coming out or anything like that. It's just exactly that. It's like, if we have 4 ideas and we want to make those episodes, we'll make them.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. They made the 3 episodes in season 5.
Yeah.
And so they released them. And then the next one was 5 episodes. And then this one was 6 episodes.
I'm sure the bundle of money and Spanish gold that Netflix dumps at the creators does propel them and give a bit of motivation. But yeah, it's also another thing as well for us as a podcast to talk about a TV show that technically is still ongoing.
Yeah. Where do we... Yeah, sometimes we struggle with it, where it's like, do we want to talk about this or do we want to wait till it's all done?
Yeah.
But with so many shows that as well, we'll get like a revival. You know, you don't know when a show is going to be over or anything like that. So we said the newest season 7 just came out. Mm-hmm. So we said now is the best time to do it. Like, I don't want to wait, because you never know. Season 8 could be next year.
Yeah.
Season 8 could be 5 years from now.
Yeah, but I don't feel compelled to talk about the next season of Black Mirror on the podcast.
In its standalone, we just do this, what they have now. We talk about its history and all those episodes. And
at the end of the episode, we can have a few questions, such as any actors we want to see join the Black Mirror, or any gadgets we want to see introduced, and so on and so forth. But what we're going to do here, we're not going to really go talking about episode per episode. It's too much, and we don't like all episodes.
Yeah.
So what we decided to do is we are going to go through the list, and if it's an episode you, the listener, is hoping that we're going to talk about, great. If it's not, sorry.
Yeah.
We just have differences of opinion.
But there's also differences of opinion between the two of us, because Brian sent me his list of episodes, because there's 34 episodes, 7 seasons, 34 episodes,
including Bandersnatch.
And we'll talk about Bandersnatch as well. Yeah, that's a different, a separate thing altogether.
Oh, I called it Blandersnatch.
You called it Blandersnatch, yeah.
Man, I'm bound to get a couple of words wrong every time.
But even so, you sent me your list of your rankings for episodes.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not right, Brian, because you have my favourite episode in your bottom 5. And I was like, but that's the best episode. And you're like, yeah, just don't like it. And so even between us, like, there's differences of opinion. So it just depends on what you like in a Black Mirror episode. Is there anything in particular that you like? Your favorite type of Black Mirror episode is something that either deals with this or has this theme or anything like that?
It's a combination of a few things. First of all, if a Black Mirror episode is going to be fun, poppy, and entertaining, well then, if it leans into that to the point where I find it enjoyable, well then I'll go for it with that, and I'll jump on that train if I like it. If there's a Black Mirror episode that feels like an epic that you'd expect to see on a cinema screen, that's a major blockbuster, well then I can get on board with that. But if it's a smaller, more indie feel, well then I can get on board with that as well. I've got a mixed list here.
Yeah.
And I like a variety of them. But I'll save at the end what my top 5 or something like that episodes are. I hope you have a list for that as well, maybe.
I'll come up with that as we're doing it.
I'll do it while I'm talking, and I'll give you a few seconds. But
I think the thing that I look for in an episode of Black Mirror is how close do I see our current world getting to that.
Yeah.
And there's a few times where there are bits.
Here, man, I almost conjured a demon there to do my bidding.
Oh, yeah, well, let's just say that season, we don't have a lot to say on that season. But let's start it off in what is, I think, the most ambitious opening episode to a series ever, where it's either going to turn people off the show entirely and they'll never watch it again, or you're intrigued by it. And that would be the famous national anthem, which is the one where the Prime Minister fucks a pig. Like, just straight away, yeah, balls deep, we're going to go head first into this.
And the fact that he has to film it as well on national broadcast. And the guy who forces him to do it, okay, you did it, great. I'll go hang myself now.
Yeah, it's all an art statement.
And he seems to be a bit part of his celebrity. Oh, look, the Prime Minister, you fucked a pig. Yeah, I did. But it seems to tarnish his relationship at the end of it.
Yeah, I do like the way that the whole attitude changes over the course of the episode, where everyone's like in the pub like, well, hey, yeah, go on, and then
Cheering for him.
cheering for it, and it's like, oh yeah, I can't believe this is happening. And people do slowly kind of go like, oh no, this is actually, they're disgusted by it, and like, I can't believe that this is happening, and also I'm watching it, you know, and it just slowly kind of
Oh,
deteriorates.
man, you're
and-
part of the problem.
yeah, us watching it as a show, but also the people in universe watching it on the television. But yeah, like, you know, these things happen, but yeah, you're right, by the end of the episode, kind of, it does have that, not so much a happy ending, but like, it's a year later, and
At
the
least
princess that
yeah.
was recovered from the hostage situation is pregnant, and here's the prime minister and his wife, and they're going to the school, but then we get like a look behind closed door, and their relationship is just gone entirely. Like, there's no...
Yeah, he cheated on her with a pig.
I know, yeah, but
Here, Matt, I like Rory Kinner.
I do, yeah.
I don't like that he was subjected to a role like that.
But it's not, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it's also a lot like someone forced them to take the role.
Yeah, okay. I'm not too fond of the national anthem, really. Episode. Do you like it?
I like it for what it is. I like how courageous it is, and like, oh yeah, you're going to open your show with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Fair enough, it's courageous. Like, I don't have much to say on it, but...
No, well, what we've said there is, I'm done with that episode, you know?
I'll have even less to say about the next one.
Which is strange to me, because I think that 15 Million Merits is probably the most... Well, no, I think it's quite highly regarded. I think a lot of people like it.
I think thematically and how it reflects our real world, it's ever present. It's there. Like, he was going to go on to this one thing. He was going to go in front of the judges, and he was going to threaten to kill himself in public. And his rant is what got him to become a celebrity.
Yeah. And he sells out because he can get out of this
Because
life.
it gives him a bit of a better life. I don't know. I just didn't like it altogether. Maybe I don't like the character. And I don't like the world that's set up as well. The totalitarianism.
Yeah.
It's not a fun environment to be in. I'd rather be in a post-apocalyptic world than that. I can't deal with that type of environment
Yeah.
for so long.
Super sanitized, and yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting the way that they put the value on people's bodies, and
Yeah.
that, like, if you're overweight, you're no good to us. It's like, essentially, it's like everyone is just cycling bikes, and it's like, what is that doing? It's like powering the system, I guess. Like, that's our kind of form of electricity. And if you're overweight, then you're just a laughing stock, and that's both in the environment that they're in, but also the TV shows that they're watching. So I wouldn't have much else to say on it, but
Oh yeah, 50 million merits. Yeah, nothing to it. See, the best episode of this 3-episode season 1, is gotta be The Entire History of You.
yeah, I think so. It's definitely my favorite anyway.
I know it as the Toby Kebbell one, but I completely forgot that Jodie Whittaker was in it.
Yeah, Jodie Whittaker, and interestingly enough, Robert Downey Jr., his production company actually bought the rights to this concept years ago, looking to make it into a film.
Really?
Yeah.
The concept where you have something implanted in the back of your neck, and
You can look back through your memories. Yeah,
and you can have the display in your TV,
Yeah.
in your home devices. Yeah, it's crazy. That's actually interesting. Why, you didn't make anything of it?
not that they're, well, I mean, that was years ago that I heard it, and obviously nothing has come to fruition. Maybe they still will, but I would like to see maybe a feature length. Like, some of these concepts I would like to see more of.
Oh yeah, I've got a list as well, a separate list that is like feature these anthologies,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you want to have sequels to. We did.
or even a feature film.
Yeah, fair enough. But that's a great one, because that one is the first example I have of, I could see this technologically happening in our world.
It could happen.
Because, let's face it, if you were to get a grain in the back of your head, you would go home and you would sit and you would review your day, and you would show people and like, oh, what do you think about this?
It's the new.
Look how
It's
this-
the new phone.
Yeah, it's a new version of your phone, and like, how often does someone sit there and like think about, you know, what are they going to upload to Instagram, or like what caption I'm going to put on this? So if you could go back over your whole day and go over it with your wife and just make sure, yeah, what do you think about what this person said or how they said it or anything like that?
Oh, the anxiety is going to 90.
Yeah, you do it in your own head when
But,
you're.
but now you have the proof in front of you.
Yeah, you're laying in bed at night and
But
you're
then
going
you-
back over and think, oh, I wish I hadn't have said that. I wish I had done it this way. And now you can literally see it back again.
But you also have the tools to delete it, and then all you have to do is project it. It's like you don't have to take recording of everything you have to do because
It's all there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got it from your perspective.
I like that this is a movie about a husband being suspicious of his wife being too hubby with another man and cheating on him, and how delusional, because he comes across as a prick, Toby Kebbell does, and he does a bit of detective work, and he outs her.
I like it for exactly that, where it is just him. He has that little notion in his head of like, she's just being a little bit off. And because the only thing he can really do is go back over his own memories.
Yeah.
And he does that. And all of everything that he needs is there in front of him. You know, like her laughing at your man's jokes a little bit too hard. There's the clip in the background on the TV, like someone else is playing it just as like background, like, oh, well, I put on our holiday, and that's just background noise. But yeah, there she is getting with him in Marrakesh.
Yeah.
And then when he goes to confront him and he's deleting, this is the fella that he thinks that his wife is cheating on him with, he's deleting any kind of memories or any kind of sexual encounters with Jodie Whittaker's character.
Any encounter with her.
And he looks and he can see, and he can go back over it again, he can see the painting in their bedroom.
Yeah.
And like, it's all in front of him, and he just, at that moment, but the ability to go back over it again.
But it's funny that he goes back over his own memory from looking at the other guy's memory on his TV. That's a lot of enhancing there.
Yeah.
But the fact that he had the time to go through it as well. Mm-hmm. I like the dedication he goes to. And shame on her.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're right, he is a dickhead because he's going about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
But it's kind of that thing of like, if you suspect someone is cheating on you, is it wrong to look at their phone if you found out that they were cheating on you?
Yeah.
You know, like, is he wrong for going and threatening your man, but then he finds out that, yeah, she did cheat on him, and
well within his rights.
yeah, so it's that thing of like, do the ends justify the means?
Yeah. We go on to season 2 then, in sequential order. The first episode of that was the Donald Gleason and the Hayley Atwell one.
Yeah, that is Be Right Back.
My favourite one of season 2.
I agree. Yeah, I think that season 2 is actually a very weak season in that I don't really like the next 2 episodes very much at all. Like, if only for the fact that I had to watch them because we were doing this, I would have skipped them otherwise, because I
didn't watch them at all.
Oh, did you not?
No,
there you go.
I don't know if I said this. I only watched the episode I wanted to watch.
That's all right. That's fine.
I didn't watch National Anthem or 15 Million Merits, or I didn't watch the other 2 of season 2. I only watched the episode I wanted to watch. So the entire history of You, I watched. Be Right Back, I watched.
Yeah.
Because season 1 and 2, my only 2 episodes that I like.
Be Right Back is another one that I think I can see this happening to a point. The artificial body,
Yeah.
no. However, and it is something that has happened now, where people can now like go into VR and they can speak to AI versions of their deceased loved ones after feeding them emails and text messages and all this stuff and an online presence. And that is creepy as fuck. That is awful. The people that say like, oh yeah, this is great for your grief and you can, you know, really say goodbye and stuff like that. It's like, I just don't believe that. I don't believe that you going in and meeting an artificial version of your loved one, that is the equivalent of you learning to come to peace with that someone has died.
Well, someone else set it up for her, so she wasn't going to go about it had her friend not set it up for her, because she wasn't going to go through it all.
Yeah.
It was put onto her. I first of all forgot that Hayley Atwell was in this.
There's a lot of the earlier seasons that you are filled with actors that you probably didn't know at the time, but since have become quite famous. Like, even probably at the time, Donald Gleason wasn't that well known.
Or Daniel Kaluuya.
Or Daniel Kaluuya at all, yeah.
Yeah.
So, or Jodie Whittaker, I would even say, because this is before like Broadchurch and Doctor Who and stuff like that. So I'd say that Jodie Whittaker probably wasn't as well known.
Whereas at the time, maybe Rory Kenner was the biggest name.
Yeah, or Toby Kebbell.
Yeah. One thing I like about Be Right Back is the fact that the issue of being on your phone all the time, and obviously in this case, he goes out to run an errand and he was on his phone, no shit, and he crashed, and that's how he died. And you know, it feels so real that it is him that has returned, but it's not.
Yeah, and it's she gives over to it, and she believes that he's back until there's a photo that earlier on Ash has given the context of it. It's like it's a fake smile, you know, after his brother had died, and it's a boy giving his mom a fake smile.
Yeah.
And then when his copy is looking at it, because it only has the data from online, it has a basic understanding of who Ash is, and he's looking at the photo and he's like, oh, it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
But for her knowing the context of what that photo is and that he doesn't, that's when she has her breaking point of like, oh, this actually isn't him. This isn't healthy at all. I need to get rid of him.
It further encompasses the fact that it's a machine. Mm-hmm. It's a device.
Yeah. And it's the overdependence on the devices that leads to him dying, and then her...
Actually, he doesn't die. She
No,
holds him
the
in-
original
oh,
Ash,
sorry.
sorry, with the crash. And you know what? She's a little bit too accepting of his addiction to his phone. Because there does be times like where he's like on his phone and she's going and he's like, oh yeah, no, I just put like poison in your tea. And he's like,
He's
yeah,
completely
no worries. Like she's
her.
making jokes about it as opposed to her being like actually annoyed about it. She's just like, oh yeah, she's always on his phone, you know, oh, whatever, roll her
in
eyes.
fairness, he is on his phone to the point where it's like, it would piss me off.
Well, it killed him. So, you know, he's on it a little bit too much, all right.
What do you make of the ending where she raises her daughter on her own and she lets her daughter visit him in the attic
I think
from time to time?
Yeah, I mean, she kind of wrote herself into a corner when they're on the cliff, and she's like, see, this isn't who Ash is. Like, he would have been begging for his life, and he would have been crying and all this, and then so the machine switches to that,
Yeah.
and then she can't.
She can't accept that because he's only doing it because she said this is what you would do.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's the man she's fallen in love with begging for his life, and she can't, you know, push him off. She can't kill him,
Yeah.
you know, so that's her downfall. And I suppose it's the best of a bad situation where, you know, that she has to...
It's kind of funny the robot's just up there doing nothing.
Yeah, I mean...
But
that's also what he says earlier, is that his mom put the pictures and stuff like that up in the attic because if it's up in the attic, she can forget about it as if
Yeah.
it never happened. And that's exactly what Hayley Atwell does. She puts him up in the attic and
she doesn't-
tries to forget about him.
But she doesn't go up really herself. She only lets her daughter. It's like, oh, you're going to spend the weekend with your father.
No, not even, yeah, because she just says, hi, Ash, you know, when she goes up. Like, she
it's
doesn't
like
say that's dad or anything like that.
a little robot friend. It's like,
Do you think she still fucks it?
after a couple of glasses of wine, yeah.
Yeah. She's like, oh, yeah, go on. Bring him down.
Bring him down.
There's actually a lot of sex throughout a lot of episodes. Like, sex is a main feature in a lot of the episodes.
Well, physical satisfaction of it and the pleasure that it comes, like it.
Well, I mean,
There-
in the 4 episodes that we've discussed so far,
Yeah.
you have the Prime Minister having sex with a pig.
Yeah.
You have 50 Million Merits, his love interest, the girl. She ends up having to work for the porn site because
Yeah.
she doesn't go through her industry. And then Entire History of You is about cheating on your partner. And then this one, Be Right Back. That is an element of it, is that she is sleeping with the doll and or not the doll, but the robot. You know, like it's a main factor in.
I'm going to be keeping my eye out every episode we're talking about, and how does sex
play into it. And more often than not, yeah, I'd say that there probably is. Yeah.
So I didn't watch White Bear.
No, I did, and I felt the same as when I watched it initially, where it's fine, like it's an interesting thing of how do we punish someone without reforming them?
Yeah.
Because it's not like prison is supposed to be there for reform, but it's like this person has done something so bad that we're not even going to try and make them be a better person. We're going to make them suffer because of what they did.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting concept. It feels very light. It feels like in a show that has mostly hour episodes, this could have been just half an hour.
It's very much set up.
Yeah.
It doesn't progress to the second act or the third act because it's not made for that.
Yeah.
There
There is no second or third act. Yeah, you get to the end of the first act and it's the reveal and it's over.
The theme of this is the act that the people are doing that are justifying their actions to torture this person because this person did a horrible act, and then we don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter.
She kills the little girl.
Ah,
Her and her boyfriend kidnapped and killed the girl.
oh, where's the boyfriend?
He killed himself.
All right. Guess she should have done the same. I don't know. Maybe she seems to be going through such torture. I watched it once. I didn't watch it again. I also did not watch the Waldo episode. I do like seeing Jason Fleming in there or something because he's never in anything. But I didn't watch it.
Yeah, that one's just a kind of it's a political one that is like it's focused on the politics of it all and like, you know, the screaming and shouting that people do and they're not actually, you know, it's not the right person for the job or anything like that. It's like who is the most popular. Like it is just a popular thing.
Yeah,
you know?
like who's popular to vote for president of the
Yeah,
United
it's like,
States.
even though someone is fundamentally bad for the position and
The president of the United States.
Yeah, well, so if someone is bad for the position, even if they are popular, they'll get the votes,
Yeah.
even though they're the wrong person for it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's this case, and that's what Waldo, I suppose, is there to do, is to, he crudely makes fun of these people, and arguably the person that is behind Waldo probably would be a better person for it.
Yeah.
But he's not popular enough, and he's not interested in that. And even the love interest that he has, who he also, by the way, sleeps with, so that's, what's that, 6 episodes, so 5 out of 6.
6, yeah. 5 out of
they
6,
they
yeah.
engage in a romantic relationship, and then he uses the information that she's given him against her. But even that, someone who is appearing to be like on the right side for the people, she's just there to boost her CV. So it's just a critique on kind of politics and stuff like that. But I think it's overall probably, I'd say it's even a little bit of a weaker episode than the White Bear episode. But that's just me. But that's all I really have to say on that. But the next one then is White Christmas.
A special.
A special. This is a longer version, and it's one that we haven't had, where it is 3 stories all kind of interconnected through John Hamm. And
Yeah, John Hamm kind of spearheads the lot of them in past, future, and present. I don't know why I just made a Scrooge reference or a Christmas Carol reference.
probably is, let me think here now, past, present, and future. You're pushing it a bit, but yeah, you could, I suppose, see it as a bit of he is a kind of a ghostly figure.
Talk about the fact that you got John Hamm in there, like he's a get.
I remember John Hamm being in that, and he was the biggest name that had ever been in Black Mirror.
Yeah.
He was the, oh man, look, the kind of, because it was at the time the Channel 4 show, the British show. Oh, here we're getting an American in here.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, John Hamm's here. Okay.
Paying attention, because Ray Spall, like he's suitable candidate, you know. I put Ray
Yeah.
Spall in the same category as, what's the Irish actor? He's in season 7 in Common People.
Chris O'Dowd.
I put Chris O'Dowd and Ray Spall in the same category. I don't know why, I just do. And now the two of them are in Black Mirror.
Yeah.
I think they each have their own Apple TV Plus show as well, and so does John Hamm, twofold. Yeah, that's another thing off the record. Apparently, if you're on an Apple TV Plus show, you're guaranteed to have your own Apple TV Plus show. That's a separate story. White Christmas. Long story short, John Hamm is trying to get Ray Spall to confess to indirectly having a child freeze to death and murdering her grandfather.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for going to the path of trying to find out who his daughter is, because from his understanding, his ex-wife who cheated on him
Blocked him.
blocked him by...
That's one of the things that they
Yeah.
have in there, the kind of grain or the cookie, that you just have the ability to block someone, so you cannot see them,
Yeah.
they cannot see you, even so much so that you can't even, if you look at pictures of them,
Yeah.
they're not there.
And,
So
you can't hear them either.
can't hear them, can't see them, can't look at pictures. It extends to offspring. So she blocks him after finding out that she was pregnant, and they had a fight, and she blocked him, and she just never takes the block off. And then when she has the baby, he can't see the baby at all.
Now, I don't blame him for going to the lengths that he does, because she said she doesn't want the baby, but she also cheated on him. She didn't tell him that. So
He has to find that out after she's died.
And-
It's only once she's died
Yeah.
is he able to see the child again, and all of a sudden it's a very visibly not his child, considering that the man she cheated on him with was Asian.
Yeah.
And the child
Another
is
fucking
Asian.
Asian man at it again. But good on her for getting killed, because fuck her, because all she had to do was tell him I cheated on you and be done and dusted.
Yeah, but she left him in this limbo of him
Yeah.
wondering, and 5 years of not being able to see his child, and like, what did I do wrong, all this kind of stuff.
And that's he's a victim of that, and that led him to become a villain. Another similar theme here down the line in this show. So John Hamm is trying to, he's in cahoots with the authorities, because he's trying to get off the leash from the law, because he indirectly got this nerd killed, which was a great story to follow.
That's another thing that I could see, like,
Yeah,
that
that-
aspect of it, like kind of that online dating coaching
I bet
live stream.
I bet that happened in real life.
Probably.
Yeah, but I like how confident John Hamm is as a character.
He oozes confidence. Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. Like, he'd make a great Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he would. He'd be a good older Bruce Wayne.
He'd be
alright,
a great Bruce Wayne that's not Batman.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Keep that. I like White Christmas. I also like the middle portion. I think it's my favourite portion.
That's with
With-
Una Chaplin.
Yeah.
the granddaughter of Charlie Chaplin.
Villain of Avatar 3.
Villain of Avatar 3. Wow, okay. I didn't realize that was her. But
Yeah.
delighted.
I like this whole aspect, and I think as a forward advanced aspect of technology, it's also one of the more ever-present, connected pieces of technology that seems to be similar to others. I think if the cookie is one thing that is always consistent, this is another thing when you make a copy of yourself and
Yeah.
implant it into a device.
Yeah, a copy of your consciousness.
And,
yeah.
the copy is literally a consciousness. Therefore, it acts and feels the way you
Yeah.
would yourself. And it's something similar to how they do it in Invincible with the Mulder twins. You don't know which one you are going to be when you wake up. Because when you wake up, you are expecting to wake up,
In your own body, yeah.
but you're not in your own body because you're a copy. But how can you tell that you're a copy when you're not? Because this copy of Chaplin
Yeah.
struggled to come to terms with it. And John Hamm coming in here trying to set it up and explain the duty the copy is.
You're just here as an Alexa or a Siri or a
Yeah.
Google Home. Like it's a degrading existence, really, isn't it? It's like, what's your job? Oh, I open the blinds and I make sure that the toast is the correct the correct color. Like I don't want it that burnt, you know.
It feels like John Hamm is the only one who knows that there's for lack of a better words, a living person in this device.
Mm-hmm.
Yet
Yeah, Una Chaplin character doesn't particularly care. Like
I don't even know if they know. They probably don't know, or they probably don't even understand. Like every time I use ChatGPT, I say thank you.
that's man killing the environment.
What?
That's killing the environment, man.
What do you mean?
Apparently, it uses like a cup of water every single time you use anything, even if you say thank you.
Man, when the artificial intelligence...
When it takes over, yeah.
it's going to remember, hey, this lad said thank you a few times. Let's keep him.
I thank Google. When I use my Google, I thank it. So,
Google's not going to last long. But yeah, I like the White Christmas episode.
and I like what I like about the White Christmas episode as well is that it's the first time where the stories were interconnected and they weren't like directly connected, but because it's an anthology show, you're never used to each episode connecting. They can be completely different, but this time the three stories do intersect in some ways, with that being John Hamm, the creating the cookie as well.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what leads into the final, and then the blocking as well kind of comes to fruition in John Hamm's story, with him being registered as like a sex offender.
Yeah.
And so he's blocked from everyone.
See, he gets a very hard fate as well. And I kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah, I do a bit as well. But I suppose it's better than being in prison and not being able to have any kind of life.
It's also funny as well that Ray Spall is sitting in the prison cell knowing what he did, but, you know, to the cop's perspective, he's just purposely not talking, but he's actually probably just distraught and traumatized. Whereas the copy of him, who knows what he did, believes himself to be the person that he is just going through immense torture of living over the same scenario over and over again for 1,000 years, or what feels like 1,000.
1,000 years a minute.
Yeah, what feels like 1,000 years a minute to him. So, hard fates for everyone.
And then after White Christmas, we move into the Netflix era.
For a bit, we're getting 6 episodes a season, and it's like every episode we get a major A-player star from Hollywood.
It does feel like that, all right, yeah, because this is when Black Mirror
becomes more American now.
it definitely shifts over into the America. This is 2016. This is kind of the height of Netflix even as well. And it's like, okay, now Black Mirror is one of our bigger shows.
Yeah. I like Nosedive.
So do I. I, again, can see that becoming a part of our real world reality, where, because people do put a lot of value into their likes, and
If not for the device, but the behavior of using the device.
yeah, and the social rankings amongst
Yeah.
people, that even though someone you know and would get on with,
Yeah.
if everyone has decided, actually, you know, let's give them 1 star, and it becomes detrimental for you as a person to even interact with that person,
Yeah.
to even take a cup of coffee off that person, and your score goes down. Like, that's a terrible thing.
And when you feel like you want to help someone, but if you're helping them because they've been downgraded, and you're getting, you know, stared eyes at you, and they're judging you for doing that. And, you know, I like the character that Bryce Dallas Howard is here. Her name is Lacey. She goes on a journey of herself of going from invisible to being noticed by her popular best friend who's only using her as something to propel her own
They're
popular...
both using each other
Yeah.
for the exact same reason.
Yeah, but it's her friend's looking down on her. Mm-hmm. But I like she slowly realizes, Lacey, she slowly realizes her own self-worth. Mm-hmm. And even though that self-worth downgrades her score to the bottom of the barrel, even lower than Cherry Jones, the trucker, who gave her the...
I mean, she goes from like a 4.3 or something like that to like a 0 over the course of 24 hours.
Yeah, and she seems to be a bit content with that in the end, because when she makes it to the wedding, she's full of muck, she's dehydrated, she's exhausted, she's been uninvited to the wedding, and she shows up anywhere, running away from the groomsmen, and she's just given her speech that she was trying to get so perfect, and she's fumbling her words and saying and ah and like and but, like we do, but she actually stands up for herself and calls out the shit of other people, and she calls out her friend, and
you slept with Greg, you slept with my boyfriend,
yeah, you fucked Greg, bitch. So,
and by the end of it, she's in her jail cell, and her and the guy across the way are kind of shouting at each other, but there's an attraction there, and
yeah, but the attraction is not giving a fuck, and it's welcoming in the normalcy of fuck all of this, but cursing at each other.
Yeah,
it's like she wins. Like, she's in jail and all, but it feels like this is the first time our protagonist wins.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Yeah, you're right.
As far as a hero's journey, I think so.
Yeah, it's a positive end for the character, even though she is in a negative position where, like, societally she's a 0, but she's found her own self-worth. So yeah, because I suppose I was going to make that point about San Junipero, that I think that is so widely loved because it's the first time that there is a happy ending to an episode, because every episode is kind of a bleak ending. But yeah, I suppose the case can be made that Nosedive did it first. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned it there. No point skipping over San Junipero.
Well, man, you've jumped over 2 episodes.
I know, but you brought it up, so I thought...
No, let's go through the episodes.
Right,
we're going through them one by one.
Well, I was not a fan of Playtest.
I like Playtest. I think that it is up to this point, we hadn't gone any kind of horror aspect or anything like that.
Yeah.
If you were to rewatch it, there are some good jumps in it, and there are some good horror elements to it.
Seeing Wyatt Russell's face on a giant spider.
Yeah.
That was scary, yeah.
And then the kind of way that it progresses, where he constantly thinks that he's no longer in the game, but he's still there. Yeah. And then by the end of it, we find out that he was never in the game whatsoever. Like, that the game actually was he was in there for 0.1 second because the phone rang, and that fried the neural network. And so everything that he experienced was all in that 1 second.
Yeah.
I think that it's good, but I don't have much to say on it beyond that.
Don't like the ending.
You don't like the ending of that?
No, he died.
Yeah, well, sometimes they die, man.
No. It's Wyatt Russell. We like Wyatt Russell.
Yeah, and this is before Wyatt Russell was Wyatt Russell. This is just a guy. This is before he is who he is.
No, I like
This is Wyatt Russell when people will go, do you know that's Kurt Russell's son? You know, way before. Even before, if you watch the episode, at the very start, he is clean shaven, and you're like, whoa, this doesn't work for you, my friend.
Yeah, he looks better with the beard.
And he gets that by the end. He goes on his backpacking trip, and he comes back with a beard.
Yeah.
And he also sleeps with someone. So just want to include the sex aspect of it. You know who
the connection.
No, I'm not forcing it at all. I'm just saying that it's a part of all of the episodes. But you know who the love interest for him is?
Who?
It is the actress who plays
Ghost
in Thunderbolts.
Hannah John Kemen. Didn't realise that.
I didn't realise that until
B15's also in this episode.
B15, yeah, she is one of the playtesters. But yeah, no, it was just an interesting connection after watching Thunderbolts earlier this year. I was like, oh, look at that. I had no idea. I knew it was Wyatt Russell that was in the episode, but I didn't know she was the love interest.
We only know the billing name of these things. The next episode is the episode I thought was my favourite for quite a while.
I agree.
Yeah.
Shut Up and Dance.
Shut Up and Dance.
I think that I liked this so much because of how long until you find out what's really going on.
Yeah.
I think that the twist at the end gets you so much, and it recontextualizes it. And going back and watching it this time around, I'd say this is maybe, I haven't watched this in a long time, but this time around was the first time I'm watching. It's like, okay, look for things, look for what is wrong here, what's going on. Little elements of like him going, and the little girl walks away without the toy from her Happy Meal, and he like calls her back, and like he's like getting down to her level and smiling at her, and all that. Him looking at the kids' drawings on the table.
Yeah.
When his sister comes in and robs his laptop, and she's the one that essentially spurs him on to put the antivirus software, which causes him to be caught doing what he's doing. But then he's putting the lock on the door because he's afraid that his sister will find what he's watching on his laptop. Stuff like that. It's nuts.
I like the incorporation of Sir Bronn.
Jerome Flynn. Yeah.
I liked his character in this. The things they are forced to do just to not have their dirty secrets revealed, and the lengths they go to. Like, you woke up that day planning to go to work and to live out your day as is, and in the course of it, you have to leave work, get a cake from a stranger, bring it to someone, go with them on a road trip, rob a bank with them. You have to rob the bank, and you have to transport the cake. Meanwhile, you have to make sure no one notices you, and that also plays into it. Someone who notices Jerome Flynn is also fed into that, and
then essentially fight to the death.
Fight to the death.
And then afterwards, after doing all of that, your secrets are still exposed.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that all of the characters' secrets are exposed, everyone that has been doing all these tasks, the fact that they all have their secrets exposed, I'm like, good. I don't want anyone that I've seen here to get away with what they're doing. Everyone here has done something bad. So I'm glad that this is a dour ending.
Like you said, it recontextualizes the fact that you thought you were rooting for the hero.
Yeah.
You're not. I'm not going to go into it.
No.
I'm straying away from it. Like the fact that Jerome Flynn is cheating on his wife, and your one apparently made racial remarks, and I don't know what the other lad did. The
I can't remember.
Probably cheated as well. Like, these are all things that could be forgiven later in life. Not this.
No.
Not the so-called protagonist. I
Do
like.
you recognize the protagonist?
I do recognize him. I believe he is in No Way.
He made a great manifesto in a little show called Andor.
I see that.
Black Mirror is a great show for seeing actors that you know now.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god, I can't believe that was you.
Do you want to know who directed this?
Was it James Watkins?
Yeah. He directed Speak No Evil with James McAvoy.
Oh, okay.
Want to know what else he's going to do?
Yeah, he's doing the upcoming Clayface.
Yeah.
Excellent. No wonder that it's such a good episode with a good director behind it.
Here, it actually was a great episode because of how random and erratic the deeds that need to be done.
Yeah.
Like taking a car and robbing a bank, and your clothes are messy because you messed through a cake. You have a gun, and everything seems to be. It seems to be the worst nightmare for someone who has OCD. I felt, because like the stress levels are going through the roof. Like, he even pisses himself when he pulls out the gun.
Yeah. The next episode then, I think that this is regarded as probably most people's favourite episode.
What episode is this?
This is San Junipero.
Yeah, then I decided this was my favourite episode.
So this is your favourite episode?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh no, you've changed now since then. So yeah, sorry. Shut Up and Dance was your favourite episode until you saw San Junipero, the following episode.
Yeah, well, it was probably a close second until I realised, I just like the relationship between the two girls. And then I realised, the technology is probably one of my favourites, if not my favourite. Like, that song, Heaven is a Place on Earth, the title says it all. Heaven is a place on earth. The technology for this is that when you die by natural causes or old age, whatever it may be, you can have your consciousness uploaded to a server, like something akin to the cloud or the internet, and you get to exist how you want in whatever world you want.
Eternal youth in whatever year you want to.
Yeah.
In whatever pop culture scenario it is.
And we meet the two girls in the system, in the digital world.
Yeah, it's not until the start, kind of maybe the third act, do we find out that these are older people that are living there. All we know is that these young people are in San Junipero and they can only be there till midnight.
Yeah.
And we see them, once a week as they're there, and they talk about it as if they're just tourists, and it is kind of left ambiguous until it's revealed to us that they're the older people kind of sampling it. They're on a trial run of this afterlife.
I feel bad for Yorkie Mackenzie Davis because she's been in a coma or paralyzed since her youth.
Yeah.
So all her life has just been taken away, and that's why she desperately wants to live eternally in San Junipero in the server. I mean, Gugu Matha Ra, she was in Loki.
Yeah.
I like the relationship between the two of them. She has her own reasons to be there. She's there to test the waters, to be in a trial run, but she doesn't want to spend the rest of her life there because she was married to a man who was against this technology.
Yeah.
Like, if for nothing else, it is a safe episode, but it's a popular one. It's a poppy one. It's one for optimism.
I think that it's one that people maybe look on with rose-tinted glasses, where they do just see the 80s aesthetic, or there are points where they go through different time. They go through different decades, and while Yorkie is looking for the what's it, her Kelly is her name, when she's looking for her, they go through all different time periods and stuff like that. I think that people do look at it on rose-tinted glasses with that kind of nostalgia look, because I've never thought of it as my favourite episode. I thought, oh yeah, it's a good episode, but I never thought of it as highly as a lot of people do. And I think that comes down to the relationship between Kelly and Yorkie.
Oh, it's a gay relationship, so it automatically has to be the top 5.
The reason I don't like it is because I like the whole aspect of like them getting married and her being the one, like, she signs off on Yorkie being able to move to San Junipero permanently. But Kelly's, what she says to her, like, I did it symbolically, and at the end of the day, like, I had years and years and years with my husband, and he died because we lost our daughter, and he wanted to be with her daughter. And it feels as though Yorkie really pressures Kelly to stay in San Junipero when realistically they've had like less than a week together, and she's asking her to kind of give up the idea of the afterlife with her husband and her daughter. And it just seems so strange that Kelly is very sure in herself of what she wants, and she is having a good time in San Junipero, right? But when it comes to the afterlife, it's the heaven afterlife that she's looking for. And then it just feels as though right at the last minute she switches over. And I never got that. I was like, what's the reason for this, really? And it is an optimistic and a happy ending, but it just seems like it just kind of betrays her character. So for me, is why I don't like it as much, because it just feels like a sudden switch at the end.
That's a good, fair enough point. And I
and it's because they're gay. No, I won't mess.
Here, man, apparently gay once was the definition of happy.
Oh man, heaven is a place on earth. But
it's a good fun episode, and I think it's just one to make fans happy.
It's the definitive happy ending episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah, man, it's good. It's good. I didn't watch the next one though.
Men Against Fire.
Yeah,
I did, and I don't really have anything to say about it. I don't particularly like it. Like,
I like Michael Kelly. I like the actor.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah Snook is in it as well.
Yeah.
I think
this actor has not been lifted by the superhero genre or Star Wars, so maybe they can get him.
Maybe. I think
Kirby.
It's quite obvious in terms of what it's going to be, in that the people that they're killing aren't the people that they think that they're killing at all. Like, they're being brainwashed for it. But I don't really have anything else to say on it other than
moving on.
It's fine. Yeah, we can just move on. But even moving on, I don't particularly like the next one either. I know that you like it, but I don't have anything really to say on Hated in the Nation.
I just like a good detective story. Think of it, like, in another world, this is True Detective. You have Kelly MacDonald, which is a great get, as the more senior veteran, and then you have Faye Marcy, who plays Blue Coulson. That's already a cool name. Benedict Wong is in here. I forgot about that. This feels like a True Detective flick.
Yeah, it just didn't do it for me. It just didn't do it for me at all. And it didn't do it for me when I first watched it, and it didn't do it for me this week when I watched it again.
Okay. But I know it's not a whodunit. It's more akin to, like, I don't know, a Seven, or I'm not saying it's compared to Seven at the same level, but akin to it. Like, it's two cops trying to figure out an investigation and find out who's doing all these murders and what's with all the bees and why are they dying like this. And similar to hashtag kill this person, hashtag hate this person, and the haunting nightmare of all the bees. When you see a bee coming towards you in the final sequence, it means death has come for you. I like the haunting aspect of that, and the aftermath of it, where Melshi from Andor makes his great escape, but he's being pursued by Blue, who apparently faked her death, so she and the senior cop Kelly MacDonald can get justice by killing him, which I guess I don't get. Like,
Do you think she followed him? Did she follow Melshi over into Andor? She sent him on the mission then.
I don't know. Maybe is she in Andor as well?
Yeah, she is. Are you serious?
Faye. Oh, who is she? No. Oh my god! I did know and I forgot it was her. She's a great actress.
Yeah.
She's the wife in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did follow him over in Andor. That's fucking crazy. I love these connections. I love all these connections, and that's great.
But the next episode after Hate in the Nation is what I assume is your favourite episode.
Can we actually talk about this at the end?
Yeah, we can move this to the end. That makes sense.
It kind of does make sense.
Yeah, we can. That's absolutely no worries. And here may be some ads. Welcome back from the ads. So then, as we move into season 4, so the next one then is Archangel.
I did not watch this.
I didn't either. Now, from what I remember of it, it's very much a helicopter kind of parent story of that the parent puts essentially the technology of the entire history of you into her daughter, and she can view it.
Yeah.
And then as she is growing up, she can kind of watch over her, and as she obviously becomes a teenager and, you know, starts experimenting with drugs, sex and alcohol,
As one does,
as any teenager is going to do it, whether you think they're the most perfect teenager, the most well-behaved child in the world, they are going to experiment with those things.
Guess fucking what?
Tell me, who's in this now that we the two of us have just avoided looking at? Let me see.
It's not who's in it.
Who directed it? Jodie Foster directed it. Oh my goodness gracious me. Not that Jodie Foster. It is that Jodie Foster.
It is that Jodie Foster.
I don't even remember that at all when it first came out. Like, oh, Jodie Foster is directing an episode of... That's mad. But I don't quite remember... I think, is it something that, like, she maybe blocks her mom in the end and, like, she runs away from her mom or something like that?
Yeah, I kind of remember if that indirectly causes the mother's death, but it ends in a way it was like, yeah, well, shouldn't helicopter your kid, shouldn't you?
You have to loosen the leash,
Yeah.
you know, on children. Otherwise, the harder you hold on to them, the more that they struggle to get away. You have to give them a little bit of freedom to experiment and know what they can and can't do.
What do you make of then...
Crocodile.
Yeah.
I will be honest with you, I don't remember much from Crocodile. What I remember, though, is it having the most absurd ending where, like, they're able to extract who the murderer was by a guinea pig or something like that, a guinea pig that was in the room.
So, man and woman, couple, probably an on and off or a temporary relationship, hit a guy and they cover it up. And they leave their own lives. She becomes successful and content, even though at the time she was more advocate for calling the police, whereas he wasn't. But now he's
the other way around.
Yeah, he's living full of regret, and now he wants to turn himself in. She can't risk that. She kills him, and simultaneously there's a reporter or an investigator. I forget even what she's investigating. But she's going through a list of potential witnesses. And as a result, her technology is that she can, I guess, I'm assuming it's a cookie that you can put in your temple, and she can see your memories on her laptop. So she comes across your one who committed the murder, two murders now, and covered them up. When she's asking her to put forth her memories and volunteer the viewing, she sees that she committed 2 murders, and now she is also murdered in this, and it's a bit of a hard scene to watch because it's an innocent woman just doing her job, and then she's murdered as well. And like the lengths this woman will go to murder someone to cover up the previous murder.
Yeah, to keep the lifestyle that she has. And
Yeah,
not...
and I don't blame her, because at the time she was all about wanting to call the police. She wanted to turn herself in and report the initial thing. So like, it's a shame. It's like she's a victim of a crime, and that's made her into an antagonist. Another recurring theme that seems to be ever present in Black Mirror, primarily played by an actor we'll get to in USS Callister. And so it ends with the guinea pig being a witness to a murder, because I think this ends with Siobhan murdering the husband of Siobhan, the investigator, and then I think the baby.
Yeah, and then that's how they get it with the guinea pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So glad she got her comeuppance.
I'd like to backtrack just the tiniest little bit.
Yeah.
Because we didn't mention the fact that there was sex in San Junipero.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm just saying that sex is a big part of it, because it's also a big part of Archangel. Because I definitely remember the mom like turning on the iPad or something like that, and she's like in the middle of having sex with some boy. So I just thought it was interesting, because the next episode has a major focus on sex, and that being Hang the DJ, which is
Have your spiel.
my favourite episode that for some reason appeared in Brian's bottom 5 episodes. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, Tim Van Patten directed this.
I think that Hang the DJ is my favourite episode, and I think that it is also one of the only episodes that is an optimistic ending. Same as San Junipero. I feel as though it's better than San Junipero. I think that it's a better ending. I love the whole concept behind it, where it's essentially a dating app, that the people are using this service that is a dating app to find the perfect one.
Yeah, I seen a college short film project encompass that type of scenario, where rather than it's whatever device it was a ring that glows if you meet your
The perfect one, yeah.
glows. Yeah,
I love the fact that it is a subversion on the dating scene, where they put their full trust in this system, that the system will tell them when they've met their perfect one, and they have to go through all these relationships to find that perfect one, even though they feel, the two main characters feel as though they have a connection, and it's like, okay, but I have to trust the system. But what it ends up being is that they have to break away from the system. They have to throw caution to the wind. They have to say, no, we need to be together. I don't care what the system says. If it is the perfect one, you are the person who I think is my perfect one. That they break out of the system. And that's exactly what the system wanted it to do. It wanted to place these artificial, these essential, their consciousnesses.
yeah,
Essentially, they probably used the cookie system. They uploaded their own consciousnesses, put them in all these different scenarios, and the only way for them to find their match is to what the consciousnesses see as breaking the system, but in actual fact that is what the system wanted. And I love that it's like, yeah, we've a 99.8% success rate, and it's like 900, we ran the simulation 1,000 times, and 998 times out of those 1,000 the two of you broke away and came together. And I'm like, I just really like that as a concept. I like the whole dating scene of like the kind of commentary on it of it is at the moment where you kind of put all faith into these dating apps, when essentially they're just algorithms, and characters will stay in relationships that aren't good for them whatsoever. Like Frank's relationship after Amy, where the two of them are together for a year,
Yeah.
and they just on their first date immediately hate each other, but yet they've full faith in it, and they have to, well, we have to go to find the perfect one. And that's kind of like, you know, I'm not on any dating apps, but I see people that are on them, and it's like them constantly like, I have to be on these, I have to find the perfect person,
Yeah.
and I have to put up with all these people until I find the perfect one. And no one gives anyone a chance. No one wants to give anyone a chance that they may be talking to, because they're afraid that they're going to miss out on the perfect person, because everyone is a swipe away. Like, I can't imagine being on a dating app where I have to impress someone and get across my entire personality in 3 messages, because the person on the other end of the phone might get bored with me or not be impressed with my first message. And, you know, first impressions, they say, yeah, first impressions are very important. But guess what? I've been very wrong on certain first impressions. I've met people and I'm like, I don't really like that person, and then met them 2 or 3 times after that, and I'm like, oh, I just had the wrong first impression. Like, I just got the wrong impression. Whereas on a dating app in the real world, you get a message from someone, you look at it and you go like, I'm not replying to that. That could be the love of your life that you just miss. Everyone is so determined to find the perfect one, but yet they're swiping away people that could possibly be a perfect one. Maybe there isn't no perfect one person for everyone, but there is a perfect person out there for them, you know? And I like that this episode is like a commentary on this huge aspect of our life that is dating, that everyone in the world kind of goes through, but yet no one knows how to do it, you know? There is no definitive way of like, yeah, here's how you get a boyfriend, here's how you get a girlfriend. I just love it. And I think that it's mad that it's in your 0. I think it's mad that it's in your bottom 5.
Maybe I just didn't get it.
Maybe not. But maybe I just didn't get San Junipero, you know?
I feel bad for Frank being stuck in a relationship with that bitch who just had no appreciation for him. That was hard to watch. And while he was going through all that torture, Amy was going through the time of her life, to the point where it became monotonous and boring because it was.
She's not finding any meaningful connection whatsoever.
Why can't this switch it up? Mm-hmm. Why can't she be in the horrible relationship that's non-physically abusive or psychologically abusive, but he can have the time of his life? Mm-hmm.
Maybe they did that this is just one of the scenarios that we saw. Maybe in those 998 they swapped them around.
The episode ends in the bar when they meet for the first time, and the song "Hang the DJ" is playing. I also just hate that "Hang the DJ." I hate that. I think I hate it because I also just don't get it. Why is it called "Hang the DJ"? Why is it named after the song?
I don't know. Probably just I don't know. Why is anything called anything? Pick another one.
No. Moving on. Here, look. I'm glad you. Look, I didn't hate it.
It's just in your bottom 5. It's just in your bottom 5.
Disliked it to the point where I like a lot more.
That's okay. Yeah, whatever. I'll tell you the next one though. I remember hating, and that is Metalhead.
I don't get why you hate it.
I just didn't like it at all, and I was like, I'm not watching that again ever. It just feels like it's so. I don't like the dystopian wasteland of it all. I like the dystopian futurist that a lot of the episodes have, but
wasteland, yeah, it's a hard watch. There's a small cast. It's, you know, it starts and ends with the surface level concept, where it could set up the first act of a movie, but it ends with the first act. You know, that's what a lot of these like anthology type of stuff. There's a lot of episodes in Black Mirror where the episodes are set up for the first act of any movie. This is just one of them. It had a brief callback for a season 6 episode with the demon one, where it teased the apocalypse.
Did it?
It did.
Okay.
Yeah, that robot that it's chasing made an appearance. It's whatever. But Black Museum.
I like Black Museum. It's very much in the style of White Christmas.
Easter egg galore.
Yeah, that one is the closest you're getting to these are all a connected universe. I think I like Black Museum more than I like White Christmas. I think I like the individual stories.
Yeah. I think so too.
I think maybe with White Christmas I like the John Hamm, the overarching story there.
We just like John Hamm.
Yeah, I like the overarching story there.
Yeah.
But the individual stories in Black Museum I like more. If that makes sense.
Yeah, what was the first one? Was the first one the doctor who couldn't get enough of
the doctor
sex?
that was sex again.
Fuck's sake.
he could feel other people's pain, and then when he's doing that someone dies, and he can't get enough of it then, and pain becomes his pleasure.
Oh Jesus Christ, creating a killer.
Then the next one is the essentially putting someone's consciousness in your head.
Yeah, this is an advancement from making a copy of your consciousness and putting it into the device. Yeah, this is forwarded in putting it into your own head. I feel bad for your one. Jesus Christ, her life was over when she got hit by the car. She should have just stayed dead.
Yeah.
Aldous Hodge is great. He's in this as well, and I feel bad for her as well. She was put inside the monkey. And your fucking one thinks she can step into this home life and dominate as I'm the woman of the house out. Bitch, pack up and fuck off. I don't like the new woman,
the evil stepmother.
The evil stepmother bitch. Like, she doesn't deserve it.
And then the final one is the man sent to the electric chair and the constant torture of him.
Yeah. Who played that guy? That's Babs Olusanmoken.
I can't say I recognise him. Oh, actually, now that I've seen what he's in, yeah, he's in both Dune movies.
And he's in one of the Star Trek shows.
Oh, is he? I've not seen any. I'm
Neither
not
have
really
I.
a Star
I just
Trek
know
show.
him. I think he has a distinctive look, especially with his hair. But apparently he's bald in Black Mirror. The fact that Letitia Wright's character is connected to all of them nearly in an indirect way, if not directly, and the owner of the museum, Rolo Haynes. I actually like this character,
I like him too.
and I like the actor who plays him, Douglas Hodge. He's not in much, but
Even looking at his work there,
I thought
I've
it was-
seen a couple of his films,
Yeah.
but I couldn't pick him out in any of those
I
ones.
originally thought it was Stephen Root who played the character.
I could see this guy being related to Stephen Root. I can see that connection, alright, yeah.
Yeah, or Stephen Root played a character. But yeah, this guy, I like the character, and I like he's teased as the villain, but he's not. He's a villain, but he's not really villainly.
Not a traditional villain,
he's
no.
just making a living. At
He's
the
like nearly a con man, like
Yeah.
almost an entrepreneurial guy.
yeah, he's making a living at the expense of others. You know, he's a great inventor. He's a great salesman. Like the Black Museum is a great museum. It's just unfortunate for like the fact that he even made a conscious of your man who was on death row who died, and he existed in a real life environment behind a cell, but he's a digital man, and he's going through that torture, and the torture is used as like, you know, whack-a-mole, or use the mallet to ding the bell up to the top. Pull the lever to electrocute a man and let him feel all the pain he did when he died. It was
And
very
here's
good.
your little souvenir to take with you.
Yeah, a consistent souvenir that's evergreen. Your man got his comeuppance, and it did end happy. You won, Letitia Wright. She has her own mother inside her own conscious, and she takes the monkey as well. It's like, yeah, road trip set up for for something, I guess. But it's a good episode, Black Museum. Definitely the Easter eggy episode of them all.
Yeah. Do you want to know another Easter egg, actually? In
Yeah.
Shut Up and Dance,
I'm sure I remember it when you tell me.
the restaurant that he works at
Yes.
is Bernie's.
That
or Barney's.
Yeah. And that makes an appearance.
Which comes a little bit later in season
Yeah.
7, but it was only on this rewatch did I see it, and I went, oh, that's interesting it's not an Easter egg until this most recent season's come out, you know?
So, Bandersnatch.
I don't have a whole lot to say on Bandersnatch. I don't really have a whole lot to say on I don't have a very high opinion on interactive media like this. The only things I've ever done would be Bandersnatch, and then there was a Kimmy Schmidt movie.
I don't even know.
Yeah, and it's a choose your own adventure book essentially, and at first it is a novelty, all right, but then it got to a point where I was just like, oh, can you just pick it for me? Like, can I just hear this? Can I watch the story? Because I don't want to have to. Like, there was at points where you were getting. It would tell you that essentially you were doing it wrong. You were losing. Essentially,
it would circle back to Will Poulter's character where he was saying something, and then, what do you say, buddy? It's like, we'll go again, and then the options will come up. And like, I remember lying on the bed in my hotel. I was away for work, and I got to the dude. I'm getting so bored so quick. It's actually pissing me off. I closed the laptop and I never went back.
You don't want to have to go back over things that you've already seen.
I don't care that the fucking cereal box is blue at one point and it's yellow at the next. I appreciated seeing the protagonist from Dunkirk in this. I appreciated the fact that Will Poulter is a bit of his appearance in Black Mirror is very near iconic with his hairstyle and his voice and his glasses. He's like, when you think Black Mirror and pick out a few characters, he'll be like top 5.
He's a prevalent one, absolutely.
One, yeah. Because just by his description alone,
yeah.
The fact that he came back as a guest star in one of the later seasons, you know.
But it's not something that I'd be surprised if someone told me that they've watched it multiple times or that they've done it.
Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
a one and done kind of thing.
It's the Black Mirror movie. We got a few other
Black Mirror movie / Black Mirror video game. It's kind of a strange one.
Yeah, it's a special in its own right because it's not part of any season. So yeah, look, moving on to season 5.
So this is the short season. This is just 3 episodes.
2 for 3 in this one. In my book.
I love Striking Vipers. I think that is a fantastic exploration into sexuality between two friends.
And what does sexuality mean?
By sexuality, I mean that...
No, what does sexuality... Oh, sorry. Are you saying bisexuality or bi as in sexuality? Spell bisexuality.
Well, I know what you mean, yeah.
Okay,
Bisexuality as in being interested in both men and women
or
is...
bisexual.
No, I meant BY.
Okay.
Space sexual.
Good.
I meant it's an interesting look into the sexuality of these two men, these two friends.
Yeah.
Who, when placed in a situation where they can have sex, and it just like completely changes their relationship with each other and Anthony Mackie's wife and the way that they view sex as a whole.
Fuck's sake, man, you brought sex into it again.
I didn't do it, the show did it. But the way that even much later in the show, like after they've had sex multiple times, Anthony Mackie's like, no, it's wrong, we can't do it.
I think, just for the record, right, everyone who's watched Black Mirror, everyone who's watched Striking Vipers knows what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You left out the fact that they're not having sex.
Not in real life. No, they're having it in a video game.
A Mortal Kombat inspired video game.
But this is one where they're not doing it with controllers. They're essentially in the bodies of these characters.
Yeah.
These two men. And it's Anthony Mackie and Yahya Abdul-Mateen.
The second,
one of my favourite actors. I love him.
I fucking love I appreciate Anthony Mackie's in this, but every time Yahya is on screen,
he steals it. Yeah,
he does. I don't know why. It's probably his charisma. Looking forward to him as Wonder Man.
And they are playing the game, and just after a fight, it's a fighting game, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter style, and they just have this magnetism and just kiss.
Yeah.
And then the next time they're playing, they're like, oh yeah, sorry about that, I was drunk.
Yeah.
The two of them make the excuse, and immediately then there's not even a fight or anything like that. They just immediately start having sex, and this just becomes like a nightly ritual for them. And then it gets to a point where, you know, it causes eruptions between Anthony Mackie and his wife, because it's constantly like, oh, I'm too tired, and you know, I'm not in the mood, anything like that.
Which I don't like him for. I need him to fucking be better. Because I'm rooting for him.
Well, at the end of the day, it is kind of cheating, and even though it's not the physical act of cheating, it's psychologically cheating and mentally cheating and emotionally cheating.
It's kind of strange though, like it's a strange vice to have, because in the end of it all, they actually kiss in real life. And it's funny that when they meet in person, he takes his glasses off. Yahya's going, oh, okay, so we're going to fight now. Like, he was ready to have a fight.
Yeah.
And, like, I think Yahya wins that fight.
Oh, yeah.
But they kiss. And he leans in. Okay, yeah, cool. Whereas Anthony Mackie...
He's fully up for it to see. Because they want to see, like, is this just in the game?
Yeah.
Or are we gay? Like, because they don't know.
But Anthony Mackie, like, he's trying to build up to it because he's struggling with it. But they do kiss. And the two of them...
Do you think that they're lying in that scene? I have a feeling that, like, maybe they're lying. One of them's lying. Because they kiss.
Yahya says, I don't feel nothing first.
Yeah.
But Anthony Mackie says...
But then they hug afterwards. And it feels like it's a close hug. Where maybe one of them did feel it and they want to deny it still. Like, they wanted to just be in the game.
No, I feel content that they don't feel anything.
Okay.
I feel content. That's the way I took it. Because... Yahya was so up for it, whereas Anthony Mackie, it was his idea. So I don't see any reason why they would lie, especially when it gets to the point where his wife finds out.
That's such another interesting aspect where we don't ever see him tell his wife what happened, but we get, like, in the post-credits, essentially they've opened up their marriage where she allows him to go on this game and essentially to have sex with Yahya's character, and in return, she's allowed to go out and, you know, sleep with whoever she wants. Like, she kind of gets a night of not being married, and they've just kind of opened their relationship, but it has to be equal. You know, it has to be, it's not that he's every night, you know, sleeping with his friend over Xbox. But,
hey, whoever holds a stable marriage.
Listen, it wouldn't be for me now. I wouldn't want an open relationship or anything like that, but if that works for them, then absolutely work away.
Pom Klementif and Ludi Lim played the avatars in the game. I think Striking Vipers is a very fun, good one as well. It's maybe not fun, but it's intriguing. It does pose the question to you in certain situations, like, what would you do in this?
It's very interestingly shot as well, where the first time I was watching it and I didn't know what the concept was, there is a point in that fight where I'm like, this just feels like it's not a fight. Even though they are fighting, I was like, there's just something like they're just showing like maybe a little bit too much in terms of like their bodies or something like that, or like the way it was
Oh,
choreographed, where it was like I could like
Revealing clothes, revealing costumes.
and there was something about it, like the way that they were holding each other in the fight,
Yeah.
and the moves that they were doing, where I was like,
But this is the fight where they're kissing you, and
this is the fight where they're kissing. But even before that,
Yeah.
the way that they're moving, I'm like, this feels sexual in some way. I felt like it was sexual even before the sexual stuff happened.
everything's going to be sexualized.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that it was done well, where I kind of felt it before it happened, you know, where where because it happened then, I wasn't shocked by it. It felt like it was not telegraphed, but I felt the
Well, you probably felt this on second viewing, but maybe not
no,
first viewing.
it was the first time.
Oh, was it?
It was 100%.
Oh,
yeah.
right. Well, hey, man, when you're right, you're right.
The next one then, Smithereens. I didn't rewatch this one.
Neither did I. I wasn't a fan of it, but I did like the fact that we have Andrew Scott, Damson Idris, and Topher Grace in this.
I wouldn't have been familiar with Damson Idris until we had Formula 1 earlier this year.
Yeah, same. But I just found it quite forgettable.
I couldn't tell you. I know that it's a man who's taken his Uber driver hostage or something like that, and they want to get in contact with Topher Grace's character, who's on like a retreat or something like that. He's like a tech billionaire or something like that.
But he's actually not a dickhead.
But I couldn't tell you what the plot is beyond that.
I can't remember either. I just remembered that Andrew Scott character dies, and because he gets shot by the police, and Topher Grace just resumes his
yoga retreat or whatever it is. Yeah.
Same director of Hate in the Nation and The Amateur.
Okay, that's interesting.
But nothing to it.
And Doctor Who: The Christmas Invasion.
Oh,
Jesus, you forgot the best stuff there.
As if I watched
David
Doctor
Tennant's
Who.
first episode. Right. The next one then is
Come on now.
Rachel, Jack, and Ashley 2.
Rachel, Jack, and Ashley too. Okay. This is the poppiest, pop star, celebrity, poppiest, bubbly, gayest, whatever you want to call it. This episode. I like it. I like this episode a lot. I think I was ashamed to say it at first, but I don't care. I like it.
Feels like a little bit of a it kind of feels like a bit of a Hannah Montana with a darker twist on it.
Yeah.
Because Ashley 2 has the kind of the two personas, her home life and then her pop star life, even though that she's not the whole secret identity thing with Hannah Montana, but it feels like she has these kind of two identities, and we're going to do Hannah Montana but like for an older audience, that kind of way, without it being that.
Well, it feels like this also feeds into how celebrities are done and how they are worked to death and how they are sold as a product.
They're not a person.
Yeah. And I liked how it captures that, and I thought Miley Cyrus did a great job here. Like, she's first and foremost a singer to me, Miley Cyrus is. But I liked how they incorporated both her singing and acting talents here. I think because on the record we are fans of the creation and movies of Mithrigan and Mithrigan 2.0, how we compared this Rachel, Jack and Ashley 2 to the Mithrigan films.
Yeah.
Because the Black Mirror gist of this is that there is a Ashley doll that is like an assist doll, like an Alexa, and the consciousness and personality of Ashley is installed in these dolls. One of two sisters who's a fanatic fan of Ashley gets the doll, and when the real life Ashley is put into a coma and she is still drilled for her creativity in making music, deprived from her while she's what should be on her deathbed, the doll comes alive. It becomes active, it becomes sentient, and that's when the whole like adventure comes into it with the two sisters, one who's like a dour, dreary metalhead rocker, and the other one who's like a prim, popular wannabe who is obsessed with the Ashley media.
Yeah.
And the two sisters and the doll go on an adventure to rescue the real life Ashley, and the four of them road trip. I love this. I just like it. I don't know why. I just think it's funny. I think if this was R-rated, it would be something similar to what we've seen in Megan, minus all the slasher, horror, killer, thriller aspects. I don't know. I just like the little idea of the robot as well. And you know what? I love the ending as well. I love the ending where the real Ashley gets to play the type of music she does want to play.
Yeah.
And she actually performs with the older sister.
Yeah,
who-
she's part of the band now.
yeah,
Yeah.
because the older sister wasn't an Ashley fan at all,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, that's stupid, like fucking baby doll stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the obsessed fan, the younger sister who has the Ashley doll, is trying to, okay, I guess I can try and get on board with this music, but it's not really for me. And you have the other Ashley fans there are watching it, and they all leave because it's not the
Not the
it's not-
original
yeah, it's not
Ashley,
the
yeah.
original Ashley. Even like the father who in
But
his,
that mirrors Miley Cyrus as well. Like, she was kind of the Hannah Montana, the pop, the Disney star.
Yeah.
And then she came out with the
Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball, and what was the other one? We Can't Stop, and like that kind of
Yeah.
whole phase of her. Like, it was completely different, and it turned a lot of people off her. You
Yeah.
know, so it's a mirror here now in Black Mirror.
It feels like a bit of a happy ending. I would actually like to see somewhat of a continuation. Like, I want to know, where does that Ashley doll go?
Yeah.
Does the doll go home with the two girls? Does Ashley go on a vacation and take the doll Ashley with them?
Yeah, because essentially it is her consciousness. It is a real person, but
Yeah.
she's stuck in the doll. Like,
But she seems content with that fact. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just like it. What do you make on it?
I liked it too. I wouldn't put it very high in my list of episodes, but I do enjoy it, and I like it for what it is.
I think it's one of the top 5 feel-good ones.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
But yeah, that's the end of season 5, and we go on to season 6.
Season 6. Season 6 is one where they stepped away from the technological side of Black Mirror.
Try to do something a bit creative.
They tried to do a bit more sci-fi and supernatural.
Yeah.
And
Even,
just horror, just general horror.
Horror. So look, on the record, we're not huge fans of season 6.
The only one I really like of it here is Joan is Awful. I liked the comedic aspects of it, where it just keeps going down the rabbit hole further and
Yeah.
further and further.
Here, Jonah Awful is the same director of the Common People one, so that's good.
Is it? I like Common People.
I like the fact that it goes from Salma Hayek, and then the next one, not gonna lie, I kind of forget the Jonah was Awful episode. I didn't watch any episodes of season 6. Did you?
No. I didn't rewatch them because I knew we wouldn't really be talking about them.
Yeah.
But it's not. It was one that, like, I liked it for the fact that they were making fun of Netflix.
Yeah.
As it's a show on Netflix, and I did like just how deep the rabbit hole went of, like, Joan watching the TV, and then the character on the TV watching the TV, and the selling of the rights and deepfakes and AI and all that kind of stuff aspect of it. But
Oh, B-15's in this again, but playing a different character.
there's a few people. There's the character who is in USS Callister. She's the one that gets turned into the bug.
She's in this as well?
No, she is in
Nosedive.
Nosedive.
Yeah.
She is the airport lady in there, and
I
I
like
noticed
her.
her.
I like her.
Then Loch Henry, which is the much more horror one. I know that our friend Richie loves that one.
Really?
He loves that one. But again, I'm not watching Black Mirror for found footage kind of. I'm not looking for this in my Black Mirror.
Yeah, but you know what? I liked it for what it was.
Oh no, it's done well, but
Yeah.
it's just not. That's not what I'm looking for in Black Mirror.
Yeah, fair enough. It felt like a documentary I watched at one time. It feels like something did happen. It feels like this did happen at some point. As far as the sci-fi goes, though, I know they're lacking in this season, but definitely the Beyond the Sea one with Aaron Paul. Interesting concept, having him and Josh Hartnett in this. Kate Mara's in it as well, which is great, and I think it kind of captures something of Be Right Back. It's horrible what happened to Josh Hartnett's character, but prick. Killed his partner's wife and child, and he kicks over a chair to say, what else he got? I'd kill him in a heartbeat. I'd kill Josh
A lot of your
Hartnett.
enjoyment comes down to what the characters actually do.
Sorry?
A lot of sometimes what your enjoyment of the film is what do the characters actually do.
I don't want them doing that. I don't want this episode to end dour and negative for our heroes. I like that they started off as colleagues, and they were just colleagues. They were never friends, and he did a good deed for him. But prick.
I agree. Yeah.
Josh Hartnett plays a good villain. This is in the year he played the serial killer in Trap, so
No, it's not.
it is.
There's no way.
Sorry, Trap was 2024.
Yeah, that was 2023.
Okay, come on, so I'm a year off.
Yeah, well,
I think our lack of dialogue in this period of the recording shows how much we are invested in talking about season 6.
Well, I'm looking at the next two, Maisie Days and Demon 79. I couldn't tell you anything that happens in either of those.
Maisie Days is the one where the celebrity turns into a werewolf.
If you say so. I genuinely don't remember that.
Really?
Yeah, and I definitely watched it. And Demon 79, couldn't tell you anything that happens in that either.
Your one conjures up a demon genie in anticipation of the apocalypse, and
If you say so.
you really don't remember anything.
I don't remember anything. I barely remember Beyond the Sea.
Oh, really? So that's why you were letting me talk all the time.
Yeah.
New Snape is in this.
In Demon 79.
Yeah,
Okay, if you say so.
I know so.
No, I know, yeah, I'm looking at him. Like, I don't have anything to say because I don't remember it at all.
All right. So season 7.
So season 7's the newest season.
Yeah.
So we're finally on to the newest season, the thing that spurred us on. And I think what I have to say about season 7
I agree.
is I've never gone from a season of television where it was so miss to something so great. Where this is definitely the best season of Black Mirror, consistently.
Yeah, objectively, it's the best season.
I think of the 6 episodes, I think 5 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 of them are all-timers. I'm like, yeah, great episode.
So you said...
No, I changed my mind. Sorry, I remembered. 4 of them are all-timers. 1 of them is pretty good, and then the other one is also pretty good. And here may be some ads. Welcome back from the ads.
So you said you liked Common People.
I like Common People so much because I could see this happening. I could genuinely see a subscription service for people to stay alive. With the way that the world is and your subscription services, and you just can't get anything for... You can't get anything for anything anymore.
Yeah.
I could see some company coming out with this life-saving... Well, it already does happen because there are life-saving drugs. We had it a couple of years ago with the price of insulin going to like fucking 300 quid a month. Like, that's ridiculous. Imagine if it's a situation where, exactly like this, you need this and you have to pay a subscription model to it. And in this, it's taken to the max where she's not able to go beyond a certain point, otherwise, or even so much that
She has to remain in a radius of
a couple of towers.
Yeah.
Or the fact that she's standing there and saying ads
Yeah.
unknowingly.
Oh, fuck, man. That's actually creepy, isn't it?
It's so creepy.
It's like
You could be saying something and have no memory of it
it's
whatsoever.
the closest thing is being possessed by something
Yeah.
to take control of your body.
And you've no choice. There's no, like, the choice is that we pay this subscription and we're allowed to leave, or I die. Like, there is no turning it off. Like, they're essentially, they have no life. Once it gets towards the end and they can't keep up with the premium subscription or whatever it is, and they're on the basic package, they have no life whatsoever. Like, they start out as 2 people that are, trying for a baby. They're in a pretty good position. Like, they're upper middle class, and they're struggling a bit.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, they're lower class. Like, he's got no teeth left. They're doing anything that they can for a bit of money, and like he saves up all his money to get her like a final fucking 10 minutes or 3 minutes, I think it even is, like something ridiculous on the upgraded thing, and then she kills herself like in a feeling of bliss.
Another reason why if you die in Black Mirror, you are better off dead.
You find yourself in a Black Mirror episode, then just
Well, if you die, try not to come back.
stay dead.
Try not to come back.
Yeah.
That's the theme. I hated the bit.
The one who was like, well, actually,
Yeah, constantly pitching something for her own.
for just an extra
Yeah.
500 a month,
The saleswoman.
as if it was nothing.
Did not like her. Every time we came back to her, I needed her own teeth to be knocked out. I was getting sick of Chris O'Dowd not doing anything. At least your man who was teasing him at work, the guy with the long black hair. I'm so glad to see him get run over by a forklift. So, bit of satisfaction to feed my self-esteem.
Yeah.
But,
Because anytime that you're going back to see that woman,
yeah.
you're only going to get worse news. Like, they go back and they're trying to figure out a problem, and it's like, oh, well, actually, we can get this. And
Yeah.
it's like, it only gets worse every time they see her.
I actually forget how she was brought back. Is it just not talked about how
What
she
they
was...
do is they take a scan of the brain,
Yeah.
remove the part of the tumor was in the artificial brain, and then put that artificial brain back into her, or something to that effect. that they're able to clone the brain and put the brain in without the defect.
That's so fucking crazy. Aside from that,
Essentially, it's like 3D printing.
yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it could happen. Hey, when you say you can't get anything for nothing these days, we get this podcast for nothing now. So there's that.
And you, the listener, get this podcast for nothing. Maybe you might hear an ad every now and again, but otherwise, it's all free, baby.
But like we get it, me and you.
We get it for free too, yeah.
Yeah, well, once upon a time we didn't until we were shown the light by Nathan and Lawrence.
The next then is Bete Noir, which is the most, I'd say of this season, it's the most out there.
Definitely the most. This is fantasy.
Yeah.
This is not science fiction. This is reality bending. This is the reality.
Literally
stone.
reality bending, yeah.
I like the theme that the victim in this inherently is a bully. Mm-hmm. And because her reality is being changed by a victim she bullied, the bully in this scenario was a victim, but now she's the villain. And those little sneaky winks and smiles, the fucking cheek of her.
It's the knowing. It's like,
Yeah.
I know you're crazy. Like, what you're saying is correct, but no one's believing you.
Yeah.
Do you know?
And,
it's
and-
like what I was saying in our, well, it hasn't come out yet, but our Bring Her Back thing of like, when someone's lying,
Yeah.
and you know as an audience that they're lying,
Yeah.
it just drives me up the wall. And it's exactly that, where we know what's happened,
Yeah.
and we're being driven crazy the same as the main character is, because it's like, no, what she's saying is correct, that this other girl is lying.
Because we see her drink the fucking milk. Mm-hmm. But she still changed the cameras and she still changed the reality
Yeah.
of what happened.
And you're like, "Hey, but yeah, because what we're saying we kind of take for fact and we take it for truth.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we're seeing the security camera and it's flipped around and it's the other girl that's drinking it, and you're like,
Yeah.
what is going on?
So delighted that she pulled the cop's gun and shot her in the face.
Yeah.
So satisfying.
It gets to be very, very silly towards the end.
satisfying to the point where it is silly.
Yeah.
And she gets the little necklace to change reality, and she does exactly what the villain predicted, where she would become instantaneously. She immediately says, "I'm Empress," and then she's Empress of the Galaxy, and she's now in an environment where I'd expect something like Foundation, where she has an entire galaxy's worth of crowds of people at her worship, and she's taken it on as if, yeah. So do I need to do any diplomatic actions here to run the galaxy or something like that? No, I'm just the Empress of the Galaxy.
Yeah. And I'm glad they cut it off there. Like, I didn't need to see her
Yeah.
then be the Empress of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
Just
you see, how I took that was she was a bully in the end. And she would do exactly what a bully would do. She did exactly what the villain said she would do. And it's like, yeah, so people don't change. So that's how I took that. Yeah, it's silly, but that's secondary, in my opinion. It's not the main information you should take away from it.
yeah.
You know? So, the next one.
The next one is Hotel Reverie.
Fucking love this one.
I really like this one as well.
Yeah.
I like this as a concept, first of all, where, and I'm not saying I like this as a concept that I would want to see in the real world. I'm saying I like this as a concept in the Black Mirror episode, where the movie studio want to remake
A classic.
a classic, but just by inserting a current day modern actor into that film. Keep the rest of it the same, just update the actor that's in it.
Yeah.
I like that as a concept within Black Mirror. And then what comes of that is fantastic. Just the way that escalates. And I think you liked it more than I did, so I'll let you take the reins on
Well,
talking about
it's not that I have any reins to say it, and this is a long episode we're doing. I'm getting quite tired, but I like. Look, the build up was one thing, but as soon as she crossed over and she took the cookie, so it was a fucking cookie, and her consciousness, a copy of her consciousness, went into the movie, and because your man had coffee when he shouldn't have, he spilt it, and Issa Rae is now trapped in the movie with Emma Corrin.
I think that both actresses were fantastic.
Yeah, I really liked the relationship and how it built upon how Issa Rae was rejecting the whole idea, because at first it's a movie, but she realised upon Emma Corrin's self-discovery, she becomes more aware, sentient, if you will, and they form a relationship because the whole movie is on pause, and they have their own relationship going forward. And they do everything together for God knows how long it was. It was
They're like out of time, yeah. And it could have been like 3 years, and then all of a sudden, okay, we're gonna restart. We're gonna go back to the previous scene, and then it's like Issa Rae just like loses her companion like that.
And you know what else as well? They were counting down the reset. Because in the outside world, Awkwafina and whoever the other woman was, Harriet Walter, she's the other wise woman next to Awkwafina. That what they're doing is a good thing. Fixing the movie to get her out. But
she's kind of happy there, isn't she?
She is a bit happy, isn't she? But when they were counting down, Issa Rae was just staring at Emma Corrin. And Emma can't hear what's going on. And that was like a 5-second period where you could fight or flight, and you just freeze. It's like, you know, those moments where you only have that 4 or 5 second window where you just freeze because you know what's coming. You don't know,
yeah.
But you're just too slow to react.
Yeah.
She could have said wait. She could have said cancel it or don't. You know, but she just let it happen, and then she was more so focusing on the fact that everything I've gone through with this woman who I've fallen in love with is being erased.
Yeah, it's kind of that moment where she sees the way out, and that side of her brain just kind of goes, oh brilliant, okay, you're here, and then you go, oh no wait, hold on a minute, actually that's not what I want. And it's because that's something that you wanted for maybe when it first paused, she wanted that straight away, and so that's just what her brain like automatically like, oh okay, that means this, wait, and not realizing that, oh, it'll actually mean losing the person I'm now in love with. Yeah. And it's too late then.
You see, I was more interested in the self-discovery and the relationship between the two as opposed to following the movie's plot.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, well, when we got to the movie and they take out the bad guy and he's got the gun, it's like, you know, I don't really care about this. I kind of just want to see the two get together again. And she gets arrested and Issa Rae's pulled out of the movie. But I like the happy ending they have. I don't know how they do it, because she watches a YouTube video, and in the YouTube video the phone rings, but this little laptop device Issa Rae has, thanks to Awkwafina, she can make a phone call, or she can receive a phone call, and she can talk to someone on a video. But videos end. How's the conversation going to keep going between the two when
they only get these like little snapshots of each other now?
So it's kind of an advancement from the technology and Be Right Back. See, everything is always similar in the end, you know. But I liked Hotel Beverly. I think it was also a play and reflection on Hollywood as well. I liked it. It was good. You know, gender swapping and race swapping, the primary character, and I liked it as well. I liked the overall thing, so it was good.
The next one then is Plaything. I wouldn't really have much to say on Plaything, but I did enjoy it.
I liked... Man, the director of Plaything did Bandersnatch and Metalhead.
Yeah, I'm not surprised now that he did Bandersnatch.
Yeah, you fucking hate this guy.
Well...
Not even the fact that it's Doctor Who.
Yeah, I liked the actor.
It's the return of Will Poulter's character.
Yeah. But it's just I don't really have much to say on it. Like, I did enjoy it, and I would watch it again.
I enjoyed it. I think I was creeped out by the invasion factor. Like, rather than it being an alien invasion, it's a technology invasion. Like, these simple, primitive, digital beings take over the world. I like the mystery of why he wanted a pen and paper the whole time. Good idea. A barcode for cameras to scan. I don't get the ending.
It's kind of like an amalgamation of the creatures that were in his computer and the human race. Like, they're able to infect everyone, because presumably everyone has like a cookie in their head or whatever it is, or like a brain.
Or the fact that they use their phones.
Yeah, that they're able to...
But when he takes the guy's hand, when they all wake up, what are they all going to be?
They're all going to be this... I suppose the human race with the whatever his race of things are.
Can't remember.
Yeah, but like it's
little chickpeas.
Yeah, it's kind of like imagine like the chickpeas are just like a peaceful race, and that's kind of what's taken over. Like it's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. Just like an amalgamation of the chickpeas and the humans together, and they can all live in harmony, and they can all live together in harmony.
Did you ever see that alien invasion movie with Caitlin Dever? No one will save
you.
Yeah. So do you remember how that movie ended?
Yeah, with the whole rest of the town
being infected, but they're they all get along with Caitlin Dever and they're all dancing and she's living happily ever after because everyone's peaceful with her.
Essentially that. And
did you ever see this movie based on a YA book called The Host?
no, I didn't see that one. I know of it with Saoirse Ronan,
Yeah.
but I haven't seen it.
Okay, I guess that's something similar. I like that movie, and it's based on a book. And that book was supposed to get a sequel. And that sequel book has not come out. And I like that book because I like the concept.
So
If people
whoever
like-
wrote that book, you better get working on that sequel for
Stephanie
Brian.
Meyer, fuck's sake. Come
Stephanie
on.
Meyer?
Yeah.
The Twilight Girl?
The Twilight
The
Girl.
Twilight boy?
The Twilight Girl.
The next one then is Eulogy.
Fucking loved Eulogy.
I like Eulogy a lot.
I think next to USS Callister Into Infinity,
Mm-hmm.
I think Eulogy is the next best one. Mm-hmm. And I'm so glad it didn't go down the path of Paul Giamatti just being a prick and with a
Yeah.
big ego where you think you're rooting for this poor sweet old man when you realize, oh no, he's just an arrogant asshole who's actually responsible for causing the destruction of his potential relationship and was actually a right down cunt. Mm-hmm. No. I actually really liked him. Mm-hmm. And I like the...
I felt bad for him, and he's
re-
human at the end of the day. We all make
And
mistakes.
the revelation at the end where it's all come down to miscommunication and misinformation. Mm-hmm. What could have been. I liked his little like AI friend.
Yeah, who ended up being your one's daughter.
A copy. Conscience. How many times have I said that, dude? Huh?
About as many times as I've mentioned that there were sex.
I like that here. I kind of like that at the end that maybe, I don't know, she'll stick around to keep him company. In a lighthearted, nice way, of course. Mm-hmm. But I like the fact that, I think I appreciated this as well, where this old man is going through old photos of a former girlfriend back in his youth. And he's looking at photos of where she might have been or where she was in, but she's not really in the photo.
Yeah.
And
He's trying to remember
But
the
the-
memory of the day and
But what does he get? A cookie on his temple, and he wakes up into a VR where he walks into a physical environment of the picture. And when you walk around the corner of someone,
yeah, I love that effect where it, even though it looks 3D, it's
Yeah.
not. It's 2D, and
Yeah.
if you go around the person, oh, that wasn't in the picture, so we can't.
yeah, so like
we don't know what
if
it
you
is.
take a picture of my face and then you go into this real world environment and you walk up towards me, you see me there, but you walk behind me,
We didn't get a picture of the back of your head.
Yes.
How would we know what the back of your head looked like?
so it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I like how it did that. Like, imagine the set design that would come
I
into
know,
that.
yeah.
Like, that's a great set design. I think that was a get. Paul Giamatti. Like,
This is him coming off of the Holdovers as well.
And now they got him for a Star Trek Academy. And you have him, he's in the new Star Trek show that's coming out, and he's all decked out as an alien.
Okay, I didn't know that, but
Oh yeah,
it interests me, Ari.
the one with Holly Hunter.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
he's in that. He's a real get now of a son. I really like Paul Giamatti, and in another world, I would have liked him to win the Oscar for Holdovers. I liked this episode, and I liked how it ended. I liked how and where the relationship went wrong, and what could have been, but what wasn't. That whole existential thought. How your life could have been different had you
Yeah.
made a different decision. How if you just didn't do this one thing.
It's a very human thing, I think, that like everyone does it. Like, you think back over your life and what would you change here,
Yeah.
what would you do differently here, and so yeah, when he's faced with it and the pictures and stuff like that where he's like crossed her out or like ripped out
Yeah.
the pieces of her, and he literally has nothing to
you-
remember her by.
But you know what I really liked as well, I saw myself in this, is that you're scraping the bottom of the barrel to find any form
A little
of
nugget,
a,
yeah.
a nugget of anything you've captured, either in, well, in this case it's photos, but in my case it could also be video of something that happened years ago, whether you were there or not, and you're trying to obtain as much information as you can using the scraper to get what you can find and generate something out of that. Whether what you're trying to generate is a story, what you're trying to generate is facts about the the situation of when the picture or video was taking place. Because he's looking at a photo, but he's talking about something that was there that's not in the photo. So he's talking about a girl the love of his life, the one he never met, the one he never spent the rest of his life with. she was at a rooftop party where the photo was taken, but she's not in the photo, but she was there. So it's like capturing the existence of someone in another life, and it's long gone, but it's like going back in the past, like nearly time traveling. I just like that.
Yeah, I like because we've had it before with like the entire history of you, like going back over your memories, but to be able to kind of nearly physically walk through your memories, even though it's slightly fractured with that whole thing of like, if it's not in the photo, it's not going to be here.
Yeah.
It is a nice little step of that, even when it came to him hearing her play the violin, or what was it, the cello?
Yeah, it was the cello.
And like him going and leaning up against the door and stuff like that. It was just, it was very nice.
And he goes to the funeral at the end, and it's her daughter.
Yeah.
And in another director's hands, it would be his daughter as well. But I like the fact that it's the daughter he never had. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
It's nice, sweet, humble, and optimistic, content ending.
Yeah.
Well, now, David, we've made it.
Thank you so much for listening.
No. Not that made it. We've made it to the episode, well, the 2 episodes we really want to talk about. The whole reason why we're doing Black Mirror in the first place.
If you say so. I was here to talk about Hang the DJ. So, so that is the 2 episodes, the only episode to get a sequel, and that being the 2 USS Callister episodes.
USS Callister and USS Callister Into Infinity. The Into Infinity subtitle actually makes sense. USS Callister is my favourite episode until Into Infinity.
I told you.
I guess I could then. It could just be yin and yang. It's one.
It's essentially part 1 and part 2.
And I'm so shocked to see that. So let's just talk about the first one quick.
Well, are you glad that when you were going over episodes and you were rewatching the ones you wanted?
Yeah.
Are you glad that I told you watch them back to back?
Very much so. I did watch them back to back.
Good.
I'm very delighted. It feels like they're both sci-fi, but it feels like the tones also shift from sci-fi horror thriller to sci-fi action adventure.
Yes, I think so. Which I think does really well for sci-fi, because if you look at the prime examples being Alien to Aliens
and Terminator to
and
Terminator 2.
to Terminator 2, you do the horror, you do the scary aspect of it, and then you go into the adventure of it all.
Yeah, it is the adventure of it all. So, again, and I think this takes the biscuit. This is the pillar. Honestly, when I think Black Mirror, I think this, the USS Callister, and primarily in that you create a digital copy of someone and put it in a device. In this case, the server in Jesse Plemons' office in his computer.
And this is one of the most nefarious versions of it, because you're essentially holding them captive against their will.
Yeah. Jesse Plemons is probably the best villain in overall Black Mirror. And I think he's a bit distinct in his own right, not by looks, but by who he is. It's Jesse Plemons as well. He's not the biggest name, but Jesus Christ, he steals it.
He's the presence of it all. Yeah,
he is the presence of it all. He's the evil scientist.
And did you know he was in part 2?
No.
Excellent.
I read that the director said, no, Jesse Plemons is not going to be in USS Callister Into Infinity because he died. And so I guess I took it as that. Oh, right, well, he did die in the
says
first
it,
one.
yeah.
So he's not going to be in it. But I thought, I bet his presence is still going to be captured. Like his essence is still going to be there. It's like how RDJ, Iron Man, is still present in Spider-Man 2,
Far From Home, yeah.
Or how Pedro Pascal's Joel Miller is still present in...
Their absence is in itself a presence.
Yes,
yeah.
And so that's how I thought Jesse Plemons' character here, or Daly, I thought Daly's absence in itself was going to be a presence, especially how the second one started off where she was having a nightmare from how she was tortured. Like, I don't know how it was done better. Removal of your eyes, nose and mouth. I don't know any other media live action that did it better than Black Mirror, because it's a practical effect.
Yeah, and it's the scariness of it where you can't see and you can't breathe, but knowing, oh yeah, no, you won't die from this.
Yeah.
Like, you just will be constantly looking for a gasp of air.
Yeah,
and that concept is so terrifying.
If you hold your breath, you get to the point where you're hitting and clambering.
Yeah,
and
I have to. Yeah, but imagine constantly being like that.
Yeah,
never dying, never getting the breath.
I liked how USS Callister started off, and it's like the homage of Star Trek.
Yeah.
With the old film footage, and you can see there's something off with some of the characters. Like, they're very caricature, right? And the homage ends where he kisses the women. The women go up and they kiss him as a hurrah, yeah, you saved us once again, Captain.
Yeah.
They really...
You're the best, yeah.
And they clap hands, hip hip, hooray, 3 cheers for Captain Daly. And then the next scene is him walking to work, and like he's just very unnoticed. He has to bump into someone and say, excuse me.
Yeah.
And he walks past...
Can't get into his own, office, even though he's essentially the number 2 guy.
Yeah.
And you're one at the desk is like, oh, you have to renew your card.
And he's walking past all other people in the office who are more important people, apparently, socially anyway, and they're all people that were on his ship and at the start of the movie. So what gives here? And then we meet everyone else. We meet the intern. We meet the Russian one. We meet Michelle Acole is her name. She was in Nosedive.
Yeah.
Jimmy Smits.
Jimmy Simpson.
Jimmy Simpsons. I love Jimmy Simpson.
I really like Jimmy Simpson. I loved him in Westworld.
Yeah, I fucking loved this character in Westworld. And every time he showed up, it was like a blessing. It was... And
you would love to see him any scene after season 1. Anytime he popped up in a flashback, you're like, oh.
Yeah, because you know who he is. You know who he becomes.
Yeah.
And what was her name? From Penguin.
Oh,
the main character.
Christine Milioti, yeah. Nanette.
I liked her in this. I actually forgot it was her. Because my first notice of her was in, I guess it could have been Palm Springs, but it was really Penguin.
Yeah.
And then when she returns for the sequel, I was like, oh, I guess that was her in the Black Mirror episode. And she's the avatar for us to understand this technology. And
yeah, because everyone else in it has already been there for however long. So as everything is explained to her, it's to us as well.
And we learn why everyone acts the way, where they kiss his arse when he's there and they talk shit and when he's not.
Yeah, they don't fight back or anything like that because they know it's futile.
Oh yeah, like they know the roles they have to play for him, to the point where when Jesse Plemons, Daly, when he says Walton, he immediately knows he has to crawl to the chair.
Yeah, to be his footrest.
Yeah.
How degrading.
But he knows he has to do that just by calling him. And they all submit to him because they know what torture is available for them. Most particularly for him, his son being thrown into an airlock, a copy of his son. How is that different from him murdering a child?
Yeah, I mean, essentially it is his consciousness, like it is his DNA, so yeah, he's no better.
So that kid dies. I like the crew. I like the fact that, you have the ensign who's the intern, but he's like probably the biggest guy to win in a physical fight. You have the blue alien, so you have to have an alien. They're short a robot, but even then your man, the science guy, has the gizmo on his head. Even Billy Magnuson.
I quite like Billy Magnuson in both episodes. I didn't realise when he was in the second one, I was like, I don't remember him in the first episode.
Yeah.
But then I then as soon as when I was rewatching it, I was like, oh yeah, he's just the bad guy in the
but I liked him in. It's funny because I thought he was like an NPC, but he's actually being given a job to do where he has to play an adversary to Daly, and when he oh look, a naked lady. Oh, where? How many times did he tell him to go through that script? Just to feed his own fantasy, to play out the role, to play out the scenario. Like he says to Nanette, it makes it all easier if you just go along with it.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like that's the only break character moment Daly will allow for. Just to let you ease into it, But the fact that Billy Magson's character, yes, me as a character in this scenario, to feed his fucking ego's make-believe, now's my time to die as the villain. So he can be free from this imprisoned torture. And no, he throws him in the brig just to keep him around to play torture with him again.
He's going to dress him up as a bad guy for the next adventure that
whatever story he wants to conjure up next that he's inspired from his favourite TV show, which is an homage to Star Trek. And that's another thing as well. It reminded me of The Orville that Seth MacFarlane made.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
I didn't, but I know of it, yeah.
I think I think at first the Orville was made to be like a spoof of Star Trek.
It was, yeah, but then it became quite earnest, didn't it?
It did earn itself to the point where it's like, nah, I respect you in a way. And I think for something like Black Mirror here, it holds itself to a certain standard, a respectable one.
It's more homage than spoof.
Yeah, it is more homage. It's definitely not spoof because there's definitely things under the layer, you know. So it was very satisfying to see the good folks from the first episode to escape, defeat the villain. And because at the end of the day, the biggest flaw Robert Daly has is he's a loser and he's invisible. He's unnoticed in the real world. And so that mentality feeds into when he's in the game because he's socially awkward and he sees Nanette undressing and go for a swim, playing the dumb damsel in distress. So he's kind of being awkward about it. So he doesn't know how to handle himself. He knows how to play God and be all powerful because he is. But when the real world situations come to the forefront, that's when he can't do shit. He can't stand up for himself in the real world.
No.
He's nothing. And, you know, he fucking orders pizza and he may as well be jacking off. Like, seriously, though. Like, this is his torture porn for him.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, when you put it like that, yeah, this
Like,
is, he wants...
He does this every night. He goes home, he eats his...
He has the power over the people that
Yeah.
he's powerless to in the real world.
It's the first thing he does. He goes straight away into it, and it is his go-to thing. Like, he probably doesn't even have any service subscriptions to like Netflix or whatever because he has this. And look here, the real world aspect, which I thought was secondary in episode 1, when they had the real life Nanette have to
break
into his apartment, steal all their DNA, and switch the cookie to the dud and get away. Like, I thought everything was secondary. Even the characters in real life, they were secondary, whereas the forefront of the story of episode 1 was the consciousness set in the... It is set in the... It's not...
Infinity,
in the Infinity, it is. Yeah, here... And it was satisfying to see it the way it ended. The big chase at the end, and
it leaves you on a glimmer of hope that, oh yeah, these guys, they'll make a life for themselves here now in this world,
because they escaped his external version of the server.
Yeah,
and they enter the internet essentially. They enter the Infinity server so they can interact with everyone in the world. And I love what happens to him, to Daly, because
his consciousness is in the game. When it shuts down,
yeah,
he's stuck there and he dies
because no controls work. Could you imagine if you let's say you operate a vehicle and the only way it opens is you have to voice recognition, but the vehicle is shut down. How are you getting out?
Yeah,
you don't. And he's left like that, and he, in his real life state, dead. And satisfying way to defeat the villain. And so I thought the second one was going to be mostly, if not all, set in the digital world. We're getting near like Tron now, all of a sudden. I was surprised to see the real world play a role into this. Real life Nanette, real life Walton. I'm so delighted to see Jimmy Simpson return in real world, and I thought, okay, it's great to have him there. But no, he actually comes back in the Infinity as well.
Yeah, because you did think that you were only going to get him one. You're not going to get both because he does sacrifice himself. But
it was good to see him back because I actually like that version of the character much more. Like, you have what if you put, and that's it. That's
they've gone through different experiences, so they are different people essentially.
But that's another thing as well. Put one person in a situation, are they going to turn good or are they going to turn bad? It shows that inherently the Jimmy Simpson character can be a good person.
Yeah.
But the Robert Daly person inherently will always be bad. But he is a victim of being bullied and taken advantage of and being looked down upon. And as I said earlier, his absence would be his presence. And I thought, oh yeah, they probably had an old photo of Jesse Plemons. Oh look, archival footage from previous shots. And then when the consciousness in the server, Jamie Simpson was telling the story, okay, what's the spiel? No way. They probably got a younger actor for this. And then Jesse Plemons steps out. And because he looks great now, you know, he's lost so much weight, he's got a beard, he's got longer hair, he looks younger. Yeah. And it makes sense. And I like the role he plays here. It's shorter in length here, but it's more important.
Yeah.
And this is a flashback of him. But when we see him again later, it's a copy of his conscious. stored into infinity. And it's set in the same environment, his home garage. So it feels like it's the same iteration of Robert Daly.
Yeah.
You know? The younger one. The one who starts out to set up the company and the technology.
Yeah, who just believes in infinity. Yeah.
But he's worked to death. And he seems content with it. But not really. And when the gang come up with the plan to eject themselves out of the infinity and into their own little secluded world, I thought it was going to be interesting to see Nanette face off with this guy who she sees as a monster, but this guy,
He's technically, this version has not done anything to
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
so I thought, wow, this would be a cool juxtaposition. And if he were to leave the garage and go with the gang, how would that look?
Yeah. Because then they would also hold resentment towards him,
Yeah.
but it's not him. You know, it's not the Daily that they have been tortured by.
But I like that he was still consistent with his love for the TV show Space Fleet, and that he was using, you know, scenarios from the show to give her the blue pill or the red pill
Yeah.
choice, and
A real Captain Tess, really.
yeah, and he made her choose, and she chose wisely. But there was the better choice where she could save everyone. So he seems to be, look, he still has his little like antics where, come on, the fucking fate of my friends lies in your hands, and you're playing make believe with me. But you know, that's all right because he's not a psychopathic villain with a god complex. Until he said copy and paste. She said cut and paste. Yeah, same thing, copy and paste.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No. I didn't get it at first until they started talking about it. And I thought the dialogue was so well written in this conversation when she confronts him. No, you don't understand. She's going to be stuck here. The justification of why he would want to keep a copy of Nanette here. It's like, yeah, you can go. I'll just keep a copy of you here. And, you know, I won't do anything to her. Unless she wants to. But look, I won't do anything. And it all came back. And she's saying, no, you can't do this.
Yeah, because she in herself is a copy of the original Nanette.
And it goes back to that same thing again, what I said with, like, say, the Mahler twins. When you are going to have a copy of yourself created, that copy is going to start from the point where you believe you are going to proceed on with your life.
Yeah.
But you're not, because you are the copy. How do you know you're the copy? You don't know. So you feel like you are imprisoned. So you're taken away from your life twofold. And now you're stuck with this Robert Daly again, who hasn't discovered how vile he can be.
Yeah.
And
But give him the tools and he will be that because he has done it before.
but he has the tools. And because he was justifying his actions, he seems to be more aggressive here. He's in less control because he's a victim. He's subject to work, and now he can't go anywhere else now because the real life of him is dead. And I thought the whole confrontation scene was so well done. Even removing her mouth, a callback of what he's capable, and the callback with the real life make believe axe or hatchet she grabbed from his collections of Space Fleet. And like, yeah, I thought it was going to go one way where the villain from the first one is going to be the wise savior in this, but no, everything comes full circle, and he inherently is going to be a bad guy no matter what. I know
he is the villain of the story.
He is the villain of the story no matter what. And the axe to the head, it was good. It was satisfying overall.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Jimmy Simpson's character in the real world as the villain akin to Free Guy with Taika Waititi. I thought that was similar. I liked the interactions of real life players from the internet, from the real world, interacting with these what they should think as NPCs, but they're actually real life people in themselves. Like, they can die. If they die, there's no respawn. They die. It's life or death for them. Billy Magnuson, he dies in the sequel. Michelle Cole, she dies off screen.
She doesn't return. Yeah.
So I looked this up. Apparently they had scheduling conflicts. She couldn't return, and it was a nightmare to get everyone to come back together at the same time. Apparently so. Okay. Shame. Liked her.
It's a shame, but at least they use it in that, like, oh, we learned that from her dying, and
Yeah.
that's how we know we don't have to lose another member of the crew for them to learn the lesson for then Billy Magnuson to die or something like that.
And fair enough. And I didn't want all the crew to die.
No.
I wanted to be a significant amount of survivors, because I see this crew as like, oh, this is like the Star Trek crew.
Yeah, within their own world. Absolutely, yeah.
Like, this is the primary crew and they all need to be there the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, I wish she came back, but at least they had a role. At least her absence had a role in saying that, yes, their deaths are permanent consequences.
Yeah.
Even year one, she was blue, but at the end of the first one, she was reverted to her original form.
Yeah,
but
she's back to blue.
Yeah, she's back to blue. It's like, we need to diversify the team up, and we need to make her blue again.
Did they give a reason?
Yeah, to cure her eczema.
Oh, right, okay.
And the fact that they're struggling with credits, they can't afford to change her back. It's just...
I think it would have been a bit funnier now if they had just said, if she had just said, like, yeah, I actually just preferred being blue. I was so used to it, I just preferred it.
But she looks good in blue. And I think, you kind of need the alien of the team, you know? Like I said, short of robot. I also don't know how to feel about the real life Nanette actually dying. Being hit by a car and dying in hospital. That was borderline unbearable to watch. Definitely not something I'd want to see in a major blockbuster releasing in the weekend that I'm going to see in the cinema, because it's very dour.
Well, at least it gave them then an opportunity to go somewhere, and a version of Nanette is in this body.
Yeah.
And she's able to take the lessons she's learned from being a captain into the real world, and she's able to be a bit more
capable.
aggressive and capable.
Yeah, I like that she used the word capable. I like the overall sci-fi aspect of it all. It really reminded me of... I took it a bit more seriously than I did last time, and I really felt the adventure of it. For a space adventure that's not really set in space. How do you feel about the fact that, again, they all live inside her head then? Because in a way they are kind of trapped still.
Yeah.
But Nanette is the only one who's able-bodied, you know?
I suppose it's a lot different than some of the other ones where people have been stuck in other people's heads, where these people have all been living together anyway, so it's not like all of a sudden there's something new or something like that. They're going to learn something about someone, or like they know kind of what they're all like. So it's just like, it's kind of nearly just like Nanette is now the ship.
Yeah.
You know, and they're all just...
I don't know, I like that. Look, there's more than a few of them. The 4 of them are still there. But I don't know, I think I do like the idea of them in their ship floating in somewhat of a outer space environment, going on adventures like Space Fleet. I kind of like that idea, and I think as a result of this, now this closes the book of this narrative. I don't expect a third one.
No.
You know?
Sure, I didn't expect a second one. I don't think anyone expected a second one.
Delighted to have it. Take it, definitely. I really loved this episode a lot. What do you make of it? Any final thoughts on?
No,
USS
I think
Callister?
you said everything there.
No, you're not tired, are you?
I'm exhausted,
Yeah.
but I fully agree with everything you said. There's nothing that I disagree with or have anything to add.
So yeah, just my top favourite episodes are the 2 USS Callister, Rachel, Jack and Ashley 2, San Junipero, Hotel Reverie, Eulogy. I liked Hated in the Nation, and I like White Christmas. So those would be like my top 8 episodes.
I would say my top 3 would be Hang the DJ, Striking Vipers, and Shut Up and Dance.
Nice one. Any technology you'd actually like to have?
I would
access
like to have some, like the grain, like being able to watch back over your life. Like there are a few bits, like in fairness, like I think if I had a personal assistant that was as smart as me, then, you know, without putting my own consciousness, because exactly like that, like if I was to clone my consciousness, like no matter what, you are the consciousness. Like there is only one version of you that continues onwards, so essentially you are split in two. So I wouldn't want to do that. But is there anything in particular that you're mad to get your hands on?
Yeah, the Infinity.
You want to go? You want to be
Daily
Captain Rogers?
Captain Rog. I do like the idea of creating your own fantasy. Like, I'm not talking about space. Like, I'm talking about like Fantasyland, epic adventures, like deep sea.
You want a Westworld?
I guess I do want a Westworld. Yeah, not restricted and limited to the Wild West, but yeah, something akin to that.
Yeah.
I really do like that a lot. Something like that would probably be the top of my list.
Yeah.
Is there any actors you'd like to see join the Black Mirror in future seasons?
There's some actors who I would say I wish they hadn't been in Black Mirror because I'd like to see them in more, or like as a central character in Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Like the top one that came to my mind was Alan Richardson in Nosedive. He plays the husband.
Did not realize that was him when I watched it.
And so I've like, I'd actually quite like to see you just as the main focus
But
of
sure,
an episode.
like, he was only the groomsman. He was only a husband. Like, he can literally just come back and play a new character.
I suppose,
B-15 did.
That's true.
Aaron Paul had a voice in USS Callister, and now he's led his own one.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I'd say probably if anyone actor who I'd love and I think could fit into anything like this would be maybe J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, could, yeah.
What about you?
Adam Scott.
Oh, Adam Scott. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel as though Severance, you could make an argument, it feels Black Mirror-esque.
Yeah, it is his own thing. Yeah, it is something that very much like that. I think Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he could be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd be a good one.
Mm.
Yeah, just name a few.
Jeremy Allen White.
Jeremy Allen White, yeah, he might be a little bit too big right now.
Yeah.
Give him a minute. Let him plateau for a bit.
Yeah.
Any recommendations?
No,
This one?
I'm
No?
going to let these people go. I don't have any recommendations
No?
on this one, I don't think. Do you?
I do.
Go on.
I'm going to recommend something for you, David, actually.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, it is for you.
Yeah.
Never mind the listeners. I know it is a long one, but we're nearly there.
No, this is just something now I have to add to my watch list. Fuck. It's already long enough.
So I'm going to recommend you, and you have to because it's a recommendation, to watch, in your own time, right? Love, Death and Robots.
I have it on my watch list to watch, and I have it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I want
Another anthology series.
another anthology series I would like you to watch and tell me what you think. And if you like it, I kind of would like to do one on that. Only if you like it.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I'll let you. How about this? I'll have watched it by our 2025 recap, and I will let you know in that episode if we will do another episode on it.
Well, watch it first and see what you think.
Yeah, I will.
And I guarantee you, because of the length of the episodes of Love, Death and Robots, it will not be over 2 hours.
Okay, if you say so.
I promise.
I wasn't expecting this to be this long, to be honest. I thought maybe an hour and a half.
Oh,
was
an
a
hour
bit
and a
of
half.
push.
Well, you said an hour at one point
Yeah.
there. Well, as soon as you started talking a little bit more about the national anthem, it's like, oh fuck,
It's my fault.
it's
It's long,
100%
yeah.
your fault. I was very much happy just to limit to the ones
Let's-
we were.
We'll let them go. We'll let these
Yeah.
people go. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Talking Pictures Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting app of choice. We have new episodes every single Wednesday, as well as bonus episodes every other weekend. If you haven't already, make sure that you've given us 5 stars on your podcasting app of choice. And you can leave us a little review. It costs you nothing, gives us everything. This podcast is brought to you by Another Happy Studios, so make sure that you're following the other podcasts in our network. They're down in the links below, as always. Brian, any final words before we let these people go?
Nah, you look tired.
All right, thanks, Brian.
I'm tired too.